All right, that's good. What's up? Hey, what's going on? What's going on, everybody? This is the 5th edition, the 5th episode of Boot Up or Shut Up Radio. All right, I myself am the host, Officer 5001 Yala, along with Officer 5000 Matabar, along with Officer 5000 Tazadakia, and Officer 5000 I.S.U.P.K from Oklahoma City. All right, so this is what we're getting into today. We have a lot of misconceptions, right? Whole lot of misconceptions on not only what Christ looked like, okay, but today we're going to focus on something a little bit different that actually turns our people, blacks, when I say our, blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, it turns our people away from even looking at the Bible, from even reading the Bible, from even giving the Bible a chance to be heard, right? So what we want to focus on today and what we will prove, these brothers in I.S.U.P.K, these priests and prophets of the Lord, we are going to prove to you beyond a shadow of a doubt, okay, that King James, okay, is a black man. That's right, I said it again. King James is a black man, and he's from the tribe of Judah. Okay. Now, what I want to do, I want to first give a little bit of history on King James. Okay. I'll give the incorrect history that we heard, and then I'll move forward with the correct history of our brother King James. Okay. Now, what you've probably heard that propelled you away from the Bible was that King James, first and foremost, King James was a homosexual. I'm sure you heard that. Right, because that ran rampant all through our community, and King James being a homosexual, I heard that too. And one of the persons who I heard proliferating and spreading that nonsense was a man by who we know as Dick Gregory. Now, Dick Gregory was very well known in the black community. He's very well respected. So you're thinking, hey, if he says it, it has to be true. And that's one of the problems that our people, blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians have, is that when we hear something, we would rather attempt to ear hustle the truth rather than to find out what the real truth is through research, right, and knowledge and wisdom, right? So it says wisdom shall be the stability of our times, right? So that means we have to find out through our own knowledge and then, before we just go off of what we hear. Okay, so we want to find out and research. So what the I.S.U.P.K does and always has done since 1969, under commanding General YAHANNA, we started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Okay, and what we've always done in the I.S.U.P.K is to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt everything that we say, everything that we stand by. Okay, these are facts. So again, King James is not a homosexual, okay? King James did not have sex with his mother, okay? King James did not do any of the ill-mannered accusations that you heard that actually came out about 25 years after King James was dead, okay? So again, shalom, brothers and sisters, shalom to all the brothers, shalom, Yahweh, Shem, Yahweh, Shabbat, to all the sisters, shalom, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Okay, again, I'm Officer 5001 Ya'ala, along with Officer 5000 Matabar, Officer 5000 Tazadakia, and our new host from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Again, it's Officer 5000 I.S.U.P.K. All right? Now, again, this is what we have to do to crush all of these lies about King James being a homosexual, okay? King James, you have to ask people, was King James a homosexual and he wrote the Bible himself? Then why would King James take out the words, why wouldn't he take out the words that said that it was an abomination for a man to lie down with a man, right? For a man to lay down with mankind the way he does with a woman. Now, secondly, if King James was white, okay, because this is what we hear. He was a slave master. He was a white man. He was a homosexual, right? And those things are true about a white man, Okay, but they're not they're not true about King James. So secondly, what you want to know is, what would you ask? Why? Now, if King James was a white man, okay, wouldn't he take out all the words that's proven that the Jews, the real Jews, and the Israelites were black people? Think about that, everybody. Okay, understand that. Oh, and let me hip you brothers with something else. The things that have been happen in the world of homosexual and lesbians have rewritten, right? Homosexual and gays, they've actually rewritten the Bible, got their own Bible, and they've taken out certain scriptures and have created a homosexual Bible. Now, these Christian faggots, okay, Christian faggots, have left out these scriptures in their new Bible, right? So again, if you have your pen, your notebook, which you should always have, taking notes when the priests and prophets of I.S.U.P.K speak, take the time to write down. They took out Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. Right? They also took out Leviticus chapter 18, verse 22. They took out Deuteronomy 23 and 17. And they also took out Deuteronomy chapter 22 and 5. And in the New Testament, they took out Romans, the book of Romans, chapter 1, verses 26 and 28. Okay, so we'll get into those in a minute, okay? And for lesbians and homosexuals, and also an effeminate, that's a man that acts like a woman. Okay, basically he's a faggot also. So they took out 1 Corinthians, the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 9. Okay, memorize these scriptures, okay? Well, again, we'll go over a little bit later. Now, however, the same laws apply for a woman who acts like a man, okay? So people look at the Bible and say, oh, the Bible is just for men. No, when you see man, the woman's name goes there also, okay? These laws apply to male and female. And Negroes try to say that the Bible don't speak about lesbians, but it does in Romans chapter 1, verse 26. And the Lord calls lesbianism a vile affection. And the word vile means disgusting. Okay? So what we want to do, now, again, we can sidebar with this. We call black people, we call black people the blacks. Okay? They're blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because we are all black but different shades of brown. Okay? But we are one origin. Okay? Again, you can find that in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 9. Okay? And that origin is Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons. Right? He is the progenitor, or meaning the father of. Okay? The father of, right? Okay, now here we go. Now you would then tell the person who wants to make these accusations against King James, you want to tell that person who said King James was a homo or a faggot to prove where did it come from and why, right? In every case of debate that I've been in over this issue about the Bible being written by King James, okay? What you want to do is to deal with the King James Version Bible only. That's the only version that you want to deal with. King James Version Bible, 1611. Okay? Now, and that's how you can get the raw facts. You don't want to deal with these other Bibles that change the certain names and so forth, because one little, dotting of the I, a changing of the T will change the meaning of English words as well, taking out words and paraphrasing them different ways and so forth, right? So there are so many questions about the King James and what color he was, right? And many of us don't even know why the Bible is called King James in the first place. The Bible is a history book, everybody, mainly about the 12 tribes of Israel, and it teaches us exactly who we are. It teaches us our nationality, all right? So this is the truth about the history and King James' belief, all right? Now, King James was a staunch opponent, okay, against the established known empire, better known as that Roman Catholic Church. Okay, he was warring against that Catholic Church. King James was, right. King James was making quotes such as Rome sits in the seat of the Antichrist, right. He even made quotes such as the Pope is the Antichrist. Okay, and last but not least, the scripture forbiddeth the worship to worship the image of anything that God created. So all of these started a whole lot of problems. Okay, here's what we have: just a few of the many quotes of King James in reference to what he thought of the Roman Catholic Church, right? Then known as the Papists. All right. In fact, King James authorized many books exposing and opposing everything from the Roman Catholic Church to the Rosicrucian order, okay, of witchcraft, that is, and sorcery, okay, and that began to uprise while King James was still on his throne, okay. So let me back up and I'll give you a little bit of important history about the brother and exactly where he came from, again, so we even know exactly who we're dealing with when it comes to King James, okay? Because the lies have to stop, okay? The lies that I've been hearing for years about King James, okay? And I'm gonna tell you what, when I was growing up, these lies that I heard about King James, they actually worked for a certain amount of time, all right? They actually work because if you don't have any knowledge, the first thing you're going to do, listen, the first thing you're going to do when you don't have any knowledge is the first time you hear anything, right, you're not studying the Bible. Okay, let's be for real, right? You're not studying the Bible. So the first time you hear anything that sounds uneasy, guess what you're going to do? You're going to move away from it because you were not trying to study the Bible in its entirety to begin with. So all you're doing is basically looking for an excuse to move away, right? Looking for an excuse to run. Looking for an excuse not to follow what's right. And guess what? That Christian church, that breeds all the information you need, right? That breeds all the information you want to know, right? This Bible is the truth, right? King James is the truth, right? Let's find out what King James is. Now, first of all, he was born to Mary, Queen of Scots, all right, and Lord Darnley in 1566. His father was murdered a year later after his birth in 1567. All right. Now, this led to King James being crowned the King of Scotland at only 13 months. He was 13 months old. Okay. Now, he had at this time crowned king. He was James VI of Scotland. All right. And at age 12, he assumed that power over the throne. Now, from the time of his youth, James was tutored in the languages of Greek. He was tutored in the languages of Latin. He was tutored in the language of French, Italian, and Spanish. Right, so he was well tutored in different languages. Okay, he also was well learned historian. All right, in his own right, and it is also important to mention that he was learned also in arithmetic and cosmograph. Cosmograph is the study of different maps, the study of maps. Right now, along with many other areas of learning, the man was a very intelligent man. Right now, after ruling over Scotland for 36 years, James became the first ever king to rule over both England and Scotland. When he became king of Scotland, that was the year 1603. Now, it was at his ascension to the throne of England that he became known as King James the First. Now watch this. While in Scotland, he was called King James the Sixth. Now this was due to the fact that he ascended to each of these thrones at two different time periods. While there were already 5 Jameses, right, before him to rule over Scotland, this was prior to King James VI. James became the first to rule over England. Listen good. So he was the first king to sit on 3 different thrones at once. Y'all hear that? He sat on 3 different thrones at once. He sat on England throne. He sat on the throne of Scotland, and he sat on the throne of Ireland, and was responsible for uniting these 3 countries into what is called Great Britain. All right? So this is absolute. Listen, when I studied this, it blew my mind. All right? And you would think that something of this great accomplishment would be taught in modern day history. And that lets you know that King James is a black man. Because anything that's historically proven that we brought any type of unity, any type of accomplishment, any type of great invention, any type of great anything, right? They're going to say that he's a white man, right? But they didn't talk about any of the accomplishments of King James, and about him being sitting on 3 different thrones at once. Again, that was England, Scotland, and Ireland. He was responsible. He also united the 3 main countries and made them the country what they call Great Britain today. That's a great accomplishment, okay? So, again, all he did was do a translation. All he did was organize a translation. That's all he did. And I want to set the premise for translation, okay? Translation only means to translate one language into another language. That's all it means. Just like if you were to speak English and a Hispanic who knew English would only translate your words into Spanish to a Spanish-speaking brother. That's all it means, right? If you knew French, right, and you were speaking French, then it would have to be someone who knew French to translate what you're saying. That's all that means. So James, he was responsible for calling a decree. And this decree was for the translation of the Old and New Testament out of the original Hebrew and Greek tongues. This translation is known today as the King James Version 1611 Bible, and it is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the most accurate translation of the Bible, simply because it correlates almost exactly with the Hebrew and Greek scrolls in which the Old and New Testament was written in. Okay? So King James had, listen to me, real good, King James had nothing to do with the actual translation of the Bible as far as hands-on and translating from one language to another. He didn't have anything to do with that. So that, again, crushes the church and crushes people who talk about King James. King James wrote the Bible. King James did not write the Bible. King James had nothing to do with the actual translation of the Bible. Okay? As far as, again, translating from one language to another. But I'm going to tell you what he did. What he did instead, he hired 47 of the best scholars of his time who were skilled in Hebrew and Greek. And they were skilled in Hebrew and Greek, and they translated the holy text from one language to another. Right? Now, this is what it means in the Bible. In the Bible, when it speaks of the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 11, which is biblical prophecy, it says, "For with stammering lips and another tongue," right? Meaning the language Spanish for the Hispanics tribes, and English for the Negroes and Native American tribes, was the Bible written in. And it says, "Will I speak to this people?" The language or another tongue was in Spanish for the Hispanic tribes, again, and in English for the Negro and Native American Indian tribes was the Bible translated for. It was translated from Hebrew and Greek into English. Now, this is why the Bible was also written in Greek. It goes for all of these so-called pastors. I hope you're listening, especially the ones that we had on our show. All right? And the ones we had on the show who were so quick to say neither Jew nor Greek. They were quick to say neither Jew nor Greek. Right? See, the Greek, that's the white man. The Greek, so according to their interpretation, only the Jews and Greeks are getting saved. I mean, that's their interpretation of it. We've had them on the show. I strongly suggest, this is your first time listening to Boot Up or Shut Up Radio, Episode 5. Go back and listen to the prior episodes that we have had, and you'll see pastors standing on their mark, saying, nope, it's Jew nor Greek, Galatians 3 and 27 and 28. And they stand on it saying neither the Jews nor Greeks. Well, now we understand why they were saying Jews or Greeks, because the Israelites who had been scattered all over the Greek islands, their descendants, right? This is after the fall of Greece. Even when the Roman Empire had emerged, they still spoke Greek and had already been Hellenized by the Greek culture and language. And by Webster's dictionary definition, the word Hellenist, right? Hellenist, Hellenist, Hellenist. And in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, the word Grecians was defined as Greek-speaking Jews. So you can look up the word in an old Webster dictionary. The word Hellenist was one who was a Jew but had already been Hellenized, just like these so-called Negroes over here in America who have been Americanized. That's what that means. That's why Paul said there was no difference between Greek or Jew. There was no difference between the Greek and the Jew. Because why? Because they were both the seed of Israel. That's why. So again, when you go into Romans, the book of Romans, chapter 10, verse 12, it says, for there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek. For the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him. Now, if you're blind and you're a dumb Christian pastor, what you're going to say is, see, he just cut himself. He just said Jew and Greek. And I just got through telling you that those Greeks were those who had been Hellenized. They were Greek-speaking Jews. And the Bible was organized for those people, or for those Israelites who had been scattered into those different lands and were still speaking Greek at that time and needed a Greek Bible to bring them up out of their condition. With stammering lips, I shall speak to my people. Again, let's go to a couple of more verses. Might as well bring them all out. This is what the pastor's going to run to. The pastor's quick to run to Romans chapter 1, verse 16. And it reads, for I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believeth, the Jew first, and also the Greek. So you're getting it now, right? That's why the Bible was written into that. It wasn't written to heathen nations, right? To give them salvation after destroying and trying their best to obliterate the children of Israel. They have a price to pay, and they're going to pay it, thus saith the Lord. Okay? Now, let's go to Colossians. We'll go to Colossians chapter 3, verse 11. Colossians chapter 3, verse 11 reads, wherefore, Slaki says, where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision or uncircumcision, barbarian or Scythian, bond or free, but Christ is all and in all, right? Or Scythian. I hope I'm saying that right. So again, Colossians chapter 3, verse 11, again is saying whether there is neither Greek or Jew. And then it gives barbarian, right? Scythian, right? So right away you would think, oh, those are heathen nations. Not to even think that the children of Israel were scattered into those nations. And we would be sifted like corn is sifted out from among these heathens and given a chance to come back. That's what the Apostle Paul was writing for, okay? Now, and Christians and Muslims, right, they see these scriptures and they think it's talking about white people. Black and Hispanic Christians and Muslims, they only care about us loving white people, right? Negroes won't argue with you about you hating the Arabs, and they won't argue about you, hating Hispanic people or hating black people, but they will argue with you over their love for white people. Some dumb Christians think Italians are white people, right? And that'll make you laugh, because there's no such thing as white Italians, right? So King James VI of Scots, and then later he became and King James I of England. This was in the year of 1566, all the way till his death in 1625. Right now, King James was a king of Great Britain, France, and Ireland. Listen good. King James was a black man. Oh, that pierces the ears of some people. Because now they was like, at least we got King James. Listen, I'm going to tell you how white people think in the back of their mind. God is not in any of their thoughts. But when you say King James is a white man, all the white man thinks about is, we're just so great. I mean, we have all the blacks going to the church and they're listening to our doctrine. And they're still under the spell. You know why? Because white people don't even believe in the Bible. Now we understand why white people don't believe in the Bible. Because subliminally, now we flipping the subliminal. This is reverse subliminal, right? Because the Bible just don't sit well with white people when you explain it the right way. Because now it puts Jesus Christ, the greatest man ever walked the planet, now he's the black man. Now all the angels in the Bible are black. Anyone of any significance, including the Most High God, all the priests and prophets are black. Guess what? That is a instant walking daydream and a nightmare for the white man. That crushes his paradigm. Okay? Now, so again, everything happened. And King James was a black man, and King James, the King James Bible, is named after King James I of England. I'm going to say it again for everyone. King James is a black man, and King James Bible is named after King James I of England, who lived from June the 19th, 1566, until March the 27th, 1625. The established church was divided during this era, and in 1603, King James called a conference in the Hampton Court in an attempt to resolve these issues that were going on. And as a result, a new translation and compilation was a compilation of approved books of the Bible was commissioned. And they were commissioned to resolve the issues with translations that were being used. Because like I said, King James was warring with these people, man. He had he had written books about this damn devil. All right? So now there were things in the Bible that were saying these things, right? So this compilation of approved books of the Bible was commissioned to resolve those issues, right? They were being translated. So, for example, let me give you an example. The Geneva version, right, of the Bible, the Geneva version contained controversial marginal notes that proclaim that the Pope was an Antichrist. Ain't no white folks finna have that in there. because all our Mexican brothers, I hope they come on back and wake up. All our Mexican brothers, Native Indian brothers, they running around talking about they Catholic, like they from Rome or something. You are not from Rome. So why are you following Catholicism by Roman people? I tell you how. The same way your ancestors were actually in Rome following and calling themselves Greeks. So now you can't talk about them because we're doing the same thing today. That day is just like this day. And the leaders of the church, they desired a Bible for the people, man, with scripture references, only for word clarification and cross-references. So King James, this is what he did, everybody. King James approved 54 scholars to work on the translation, and 47 worked in 6 groups at 3 different locations for 7 years. I'm going to say it again. King James approved 54 scholars to work on the translation. Okay? Now, and 47 of those scholars, they worked in 6 groups at 3 different locations for 7 years, comparing the previous English translations, such as the Geneva Bible, and texts in the original languages. The new translation was published after they got through. It was published in 1611, and they called it the Authorized Version because it was authorized to be read in the churches, and it later became known as the King James Version. All right? So the King James translation, it had a significant influence on the English language and was widely accepted as the standard English Bible, and it's still widely accepted as the standard English Bible. Okay? Because the project being overseen by King James and the care that he put in it and the precision and the attention, all the details during the 7-year translation, the King James Bible was considered one of the most accurate translations in existence. Okay? And it still is. Okay? So my advice to you is put down the new translation, put down the new King James Version. Lo and behold, please put down the NIV version. The NIV version, because these versions have no clarification of what the Bible is really saying. All right? Okay? Okay? Has no clarification about this Bible. Okay? Now, the Spirit was put on King James, all right, to translate the Bible from Hebrew into English. All right, so that we could understand the Most High's words. Again, it says in the book of Isaiah, chapter 28, verse 11, with stammering lips, that he was going to come to his people. So those people were calling themselves Greeks, and so they had to translate that Bible from Hebrew, right, from Greek into English, so our people could understand that. Okay? Now, moving on a little bit more. King James the First of England, who authorized the translation of the now King James Bible, or that version, was considered and is considered by many to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, monarchs that England has ever seen in its life. And through his wisdom and determination, he united the warring tribes of Scotland into a unified nation, and then joined England and Scotland to form the foundation of what is now known as the British Empire. I know, listen, let me stop for a second. I know this is cutting these white folks right now, because you think that y'all did every damn thing. So here's the deal. White people have not created a damn thing. The only thing they created was a lie. Okay? The only thing that they make up and they do well is lie. Okay? And there are some white people that know about what I'm saying, whether they in some Masonic order, or some so-called behind the veil type thing. They know the truth about King James, but they would rather our people, the 12 lost tribes of Israel, believe this false proliferation that King James is a homosexual, that King James is a white man, that King James is a slave master. Man, King James is one of the greatest men who was moved by the Spirit of the Most High. Just like all the priests in the Bible. All right, none of those scriptures are by any private interpretation. All of those scriptures, the Most High, those men were moved by the Spirit of the Most High. The same way now, what other brothers do you know that's doing that? I tell you right now, it ain't no fake Israelite group. I tell you that. It is the men, the priests and prophets in the I.S.U.P.K, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West Harlem, New York. I'm going to tell you right now, go online, right? Go online. We have free online classes. Right? You can sit in the comfort of your own home. These online classes are free online classes. And guess what? We have priests and prophets of all different ranks. We have generals of all different shields, and we have a leader, Commanding Gen.YAHANNA. All right? You can get, guess what? You can get a officer of 50, and you can listen to him, and guess what he's gonna sound like? Commanding Gen.YAHANNA. We are one body. We are going to say the same thing. We don't change up anything. The truth is unchangeable. The crown that we seek is an incorruptible crown. Okay? And that crown is the truth. And it's only taught by Commanding Gen.YAHANNA. Okay? Who raises up real priests and prophets, who raises men, who raises an army. All right? And we also raise real princesses, all right, of the Lord, okay, to honor their outer one, right, to respect their men, right? So this is what we do in the I.S.U.P.K. We bring the truth beyond a shadow of a doubt, undefeated, bringing the unadulterated truth, okay? Now, let's move a little bit further, okay? Now, again, as at that time, when only the churches of England possessed the Bible in English, King James had desired, his desire was that the common people, right, should have the Bible in their own native tongue, right? So King James is a black man. Ain't a white man finna do that. But anyways, because the white man going to have it what? When you come to America, you speak Spanish, what are you going to say? Spanish is your second language. You better learn English. That's going to be your first language. So you can just tell the nature of what King James did to separate himself from being a white man. A white man wants you to learn his language, and it ain't even his language. He just wants you to speak the language he speaks, okay, so he can control you, right? You can't get a job. You can't do anything unless you do what I say. But right here, it clearly says that King James desired, his desire was for the common people, right? Us, blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, man, okay? And he wanted us to have a Bible in our own native tongue. So thus, in 1603, King James called 54 of history's most learned men. He called them together to accomplish this great task. Now, at a time when the leaders of the world wish to keep their subjects in spiritual ignorance, like today, King James offered his subjects the greatest gift that he could give them, their own copy of the word of the Most High in English. This is what King James did. And King James, who was fluent himself now, he was fluent in Latin and Greek and French and schooled in Italian and Spanish. Okay, he knew it all. Even wrote a tract entitled Counterblast to Tobacco, which was written to help thwart the use of tobacco in England. Now, you know that's a black man. Ain't a white man finna do that. Such a man like that who did something like that, he was sure to have some enemies. Oh, man. He was sure to have some enemies. Now, one of his enemies, let me explain something. Just one of King James' enemies, okay? One of King James' enemies was a man by the name of Sir Anthony Weldon, right? This bastard lived from 1583 to 1648. Sir Anthony Weldon, right, was an English 17th century orator and politician, okay? Now, he is also the purporter, author of the court and character of King James I. Yeah, he's the one behind all of this lies. And Anthony Weldon had to be excluded from the court. Weldon swore vengeance against that. Now, it was not until the year 1650, listen good, King James died in 1625. So it wasn't until the year 1650, this is 25 years after the death of King James, that Sir Anthony Weldon, he had his chance. And he wrote a paper calling King James a homosexual. Now, obviously, King James being dead was in no condition to defend himself like any of us are if we're passed away. Now, this report was largely ignored since there was still a lot of people who were alive at that time that they knew it wasn't true. Okay, and guess what? It seems though that Weldon's false account is still being once again largely ignored by the majority of the so-called Christians, with the exception of those with an ulterior motive, such as its author had. Right, but anyways, it might also be mentioned here that the Roman Catholic Church was so desperate to keep the true Bible out of the hands of the English people that it attempted to kill King James and the Parliament, the entire Parliament, in 1605. Guess what? That sounds like the white people. Ain't no white people finna kill no other white people for putting out something positive to help the blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. Okay? Because first of all, they would never do it. All right? That would never happen. So they attempted to kill King James and all the Parliament in 1605. Now, in 1605, the Roman Catholic by the name of Guy Fawkes, right? Guy Fawkes. He was under the direction of the Jesuit priest. They go the name Jesuits. The Jesuit priest by the name of Henry Garnet. Henry Garnet, right, was found in the basement of Parliament with 36 barrels, listen good, 36 barrels of gunpowder, which he was to use to blow up King James and the entire Parliament. You hear that? So after killing the king, I guess they planned on imprisoning his children and reestablishing England as a state loyal to the Pope and kill all who resisted. Let's stop right there. Don't that sound like white folks? They rule by the sword. This is a black man trying to help out other black people, trying to help out the impoverished, trying to help out the brothers who can't speak and talk, and they don't know, they're not well versed in all these different languages. So he goes to help them. And then there's another set of people who's rolling with the Jesuits, who's rolling with the Catholics. You know, they ain't nothing but white folks, right? And Guy Fawkes, right, rolling with Henry Garnet, they get caught with 36 barrels of gunpowder. Absolutely amazing, but not shocking, though, because that's how white people roll. And so they wanted to kill, just killing King James in the Parliament ain't enough. That's how you know it's white people. They want to kill everybody involved. The children, the children's children, the babies, the dogs, the cats, the birds, the gerbils. Burn the grass, burn the clothes, throw it all away, wipe their hands, and then go eat some damn food at Luby's. That's how the white man roll. Now, when it comes to you, well, he wants you to forget everything. Forget everything and get over it. But with the white man, he ain't forgetting a damn thing. And he says you can do what you want to do in this world, But guess what they'll do? The white man will use you up to the end. And then when you at a point to where you can't defend yourself, or he's through with you, once he's through using you, guess what he'll do? He'll make a Bill Cosby out of you. Oh yeah, I said it. He'll make a OJ out of you. Yeah, I said it. He will use you up for what you're worth. And then in the end, bury you. Look what they're doing to Bill Cosby. But nobody said anything about Hugh Hefner. Hugh Hefner, oh man, listen. And I'm not changing the subject. Hugh Hefner, when Hugh Hefner died, what did they say about him? Oh, Hugh Hefner, he changed the face of sex. Oh, he changed the entire sexuality of mankind. All hail the man, right? But at the same time, America says you can't marry multiple women. But then he had 3 of them in his Playboy mansion. A lot of those accusations happened around the Playboy mansion. Bill Cosby looked at as some predator, and Hugh Hefner looked at as the god of sexuality. Oh, what a great man. Mm-hmm. That's what you have, the hypocrisy with America. That's how you know. So that's why we have to be with our own people. And when you have your own brother who's giving you the truth, who looks like you, who's giving you that information, what we have to now come, the radio listeners, what we have to now come to understanding is that blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, you have to listen to the brothers, the real priests and prophets in the I.S.U.P.K. It's a must that you listen to Commanding Gen.YAHANNA on Mondays. It's a must that you listen to 12 Shield General Mahiman on Thursday night breakdown class. It's important that you listen to Captain Mashak on Wednesdays. It's important that you listen to Captain Tazariak and Captain Kadazai on Cross the Line Radio. It's important that you listen to Captain Sakawar on Black Man, Angry Black Man Media. It's important that you listen to Captain Kapash. It's important that you listen to Officer Tarak. It's incumbent among us to listen to the Chicago camp and Captain Marquard, right? And Captain Debar Ma. It's important that we listen to Captain Kadalha. It's important that we listen to the I.S.U.P.K. and all of the strong brothers that are breaking this Bible down, this one body, man, okay, under the Most High, right? It's important that we listen to our own story for once. King James is a black man who was plotted on by the Roman Catholic Church, persecuted by the Jesuits, and treated 25 years after he died, put into a defenseless position and talked about. And our people, not having that knowledge, will grab on to those lies that are predicated and go and spread those lies. Dick Gregory, go and spread those lies. Any of those so-called black Christian leaders. We have to do better than this, right? We really have to. Now, after, needless to say, the perfect English Bible would have been one of the plot's victims, but Fawkes and Garnett and 8 other conspirators, all of them were caught, and guess what? They were hanged. Damn right they were. And it seems that those who worked so hard to discredit the character of King James joined the unholy lot. And that's what you get when you mess with the priests and prophets of the Lord. Okay? So this is what we have to understand. Right? And King James, all this was a white homosexual. This is probably the most prominent of all accusations against the character of King James, right? Yet very little to no one has actually researched this accusation to find out if it's true or not. So the question is, Is it a myth or is it true? First and foremost, we would have to establish the fact that King James was not a Caucasian in any way, shape, or form. In fact, many of the rulers of Europe from about 193 AD to about the mid-late 16th century were all so-called people of color. I know that hurts. I know it hurts. Let me see some things you got to say again. Most of the rulers in Egypt from about 193 AD to about mid-16th century, all of them were people of color. This period is documented in modern history as the Dark Ages. Look it up. Okay? In which the descendants of the Israelites ruled over Europe for 1,000 years. You damn right we did. We ruled for 1,000 years. This is why this time is tactfully and sarcastically referred to as the Dark Ages. Get it? The people of dark, they ruled the Dark Ages. And modern historians, let me tell you something. These white folks slick, man. Modern historians, they try to evade this fact by stating that the Dark Ages was a period in Europe in which no history was recorded. That's what they tell you. Oh, we don't know any history. Neither was there any new achievements in political culture. No achievements achieved culturally, and there were no achievements achieved economically. Right? You have to remember now that these are these same institutions, these same white people, these same scholars, these same scientists. These are the same people that claim that they can find proof of life as far as 1 billion years ago. Yet, they have a hard time figuring out something as simple as to who was in power during this 1,000-year period of history. Give me a break. Many so-called scholars would like to refute this fact, but they can't. One of the reasons is that there can be found within the coats of arms and artwork of many European countries the images of black royalty. And if you don't believe me, you can go get a book called Russian Icons. Look it up. It's time to read, Israel. For all you non-believers, that's what your phone is for. Get on your smartphone, right? And type it in. Type in Russian Icons. Order the book off Amazon, right? Stop using your smartphone for dumb things and use it for something smart, right? Now, for the second half of this accusation concerning King James being a homosexual, where and how did this understanding come from, right? And is there any substantial proof showing this to be true? The answer to this question goes back to the year 1650, 25 years after the death of King James. The author of this allegation is, again, Sir Anthony Weldon, a 17th century orator and politician who had a personal vendetta against King James. Now, in this book titled The Court and Character of King James, Weldon paints a portrait in which James is portrayed as a unhygienic, so I guess he didn't take a bath, unhygienic, lazy homosexual. Okay. The question is, why did Sir Weldon wait for 25 years until after James' death, when he could no longer defend himself, to bring forth these slanderous allegations of information? Sir Anthony Weldon, along with other authors of this time, such as Francis Osborne, It's another guy who had a personal problem with King James, Francis Osborne. It's continually used by historians as reliable sources on the life of King James. Now, these historians would have to be white people who keep doing this, right? Yet both of these authors were known for composing hostile information against the king for their personal reasons. Now, people lose their common sense and look over the fact that King James had a wife, and they bore 9 children together. He had a wife. They bore 9 children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 children together. Her name was Anne from Denmark. Okay? This was James's only wife. It's King James' only wife. And they married in the year of 1589. The idea of King James being a white homosexual is officially dismissed and is a lie by his enemies, Guy Fawkes and the Roman Catholic Church, which has always been the biggest entity of homosexuals since the painting of the biggest lie of Cesare Borgia, the white boy, who is the second son of Pope Alexander VI of Rome. And they painted him as Christ. All right? So stop listening to Dick Gregory and start listening to the I.S.U.P.K, Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. All right? For Black American Muslims to make the claim that King James was a homo, that shows how Christian and Muslims really are, and how they follow the lies of the Roman faggot Catholic Church, which also plotted to assassinate King James by orders of the Pope and the Jesuit priest. Okay? So this is something that we really have to understand. All right? This has to stop. This big lie that they've been doing has to stop. Okay, and it will stop. All right? So this is something that's something that I wanted to go over, and I know I have a couple of offers online if you want to chime in. I was trying to take it, and I guess I talked right on time.
So, like you,
go ahead.
Hey, you 100 with it, though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, just to back you up on some of the things you were saying, if you could pull up Proverbs chapter 21 and verse 1. You know, okay, and this goes back to show you that Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1.
Okay, Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. I'm going to go ahead and get that. All right, it's the book of Proverbs. All right, this is the book of Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1. And it says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and the rivers
right there.
All right.
Hold on with that. Like, the Most High put that on King James to get this word out, so like you said, our people can hear the Lord's voice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So instead of having to go to the heathens to have them to interpret the Bible for us, the Most High put King James' heart so he can put it out to us so we can get it today.
Right.
So everything he's saying is 100. So you can read that from the top and give them the whole deal.
No sweat. It says, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 1. And it reads, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
Damn right. Damn right. And the Most High's will was for us to get this word. You know what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to
that out. Most High in Christ. And look, I'm glad.
And if I could, bro, let me hit you with one more.
Okay, I'm not sure if we're back in. We had a drop out. Not sure if we back in.
Shalom, Yahabashim, Yahshabrakatah.
Shalom, Yahabashim, Yahshabrakatah. Trying to see if we back in.
Okay.
Let me see. Not sure. I think, okay, bet. Okay, we are back in. Okay, momentarily it lost. We're back in live on Boot Up and Shut Up Radio. Again, you in here with Officer GEN.YAHANNA, myself, 5,000, Officer 5,000, Ayash Kabawad, Officer 5,000, Tazadakia, and Officer 5,000, Matabar. Again, the line just fell, and this is what we always say when things like that happen in the I.S.U.P.K. The white man is the damn devil that the Bible speaks of, okay? Again, we are back in. I appreciate that note from Prayers to let us know that we back live on the air. Thank you very much for that. Okay, now, you wanted me to bring out another scripture, right?
Come.
Okay, where's it at?
All right, that's 2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 20.
Okay, 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 20. This is 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 20, and it reads, knowing this first, that no prophecy of the Scripture is of any private interpretation. Verse 21, for the prophecy came not in old time by the will of man, but holy men of God spake, as they were moved by the Holy Ghost, or the Holy Spirit, rather.
That's right. Now, same thing like I was saying with the last scripture. The Most High put it on King James to deliver this word so we can get it right now. Because it wasn't for them at that time. It was so we can get it in this time and we can come into this fold. You know what I'm saying? So what you brought out was very heavy on King James.
Most High in Christ, right. And you're exactly right. And see, this is what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to that. What you just brought out was even heavier because we were not supposed to get it at that time. All we supposed to do was be taught, and so that Bible had to be put into those languages, into those places where we had been scattered to. Then once we began to learn it, then we had to give enough time to start following those commandments, right? I mean, again, that's why I brought up the fact that we, when it comes to I.S.U.P.K. going against Christian pastors, that's why we slay them horrifyingly, righteously, because they have no idea who the so-called Greeks are when it's Jews or Greeks. It's just their love for white people. Oh, Jews, see, Greeks. So you mean to tell me it's just the Jews and the Greeks and that's it? What about the Oriental man? What about the ones who are worshiping Allah? What about the ones who are worshiping Buddha? Like, what happens to those people? See what I'm saying? So, of course, when it says neither Jew nor Greek, or Jews and the Greeks, it's speaking about the children of Israel and speaking about the northern kingdom versus the southern kingdom. And again, we spoke about this earlier in class. That's all the book is about. That was Paul's mission, to go out and go get those people, right? Those people are the same people who Yahushua, who you all call Jesus, who Yahushua said himself in the book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 11, when he says, for the Son of Man is come to save that which is lost, right? That which is lost, right? So we go over to Romans, and we go over to Romans chapter 10, verse 1, we start to see what Paul was really about, right? Right? Because Paul gives us a good taste in Romans 9 when he says, I lie not. He's telling you right now. Listen, man, I know I had to say this, and in the book of Acts, I was telling him, I was Greek, but I was a Jew. I was a Jew from Tarsus, but I'm a Jew, but I'm saying I'm a Greek, and things. Whoa, the security guard is like, what? You speak Greek? Like, So it looks like Paul's some liar, like, and all this, but Paul is telling you, look, I lie not. So in verse 10, in chapter 10 rather, Romans chapter 10 verse 1, it's flat out. Flat out. Nobody can deny it. It says brethren. Now, when you see the word brethren, brethren means like family member, relative. Okay? So, again, this is family business. And Paul says, brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. You can't say that any slower. You can't say it any remedial than I said it. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved. Why is Paul concerned about that? We go to the next chapter, right? Romans chapter 11, verse 1. This is Paul now. He says, I say then, has God cast away his people? God forbid, which means absolutely not. Then Paul makes a strong, truthful statement. He says, for I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. Whoa, hold on. Whoa. So you mean to tell me Paul is an Israelite, but yet he's trying to go and get heathen nations and bring them into the fold? No. That was never done by anyone in the Bible. That's why the Christian church hangs on to what Paul says, because they think in the same verse, listen, that was Romans chapter 11, verse 1. When you drop down and you go in the same chapter now this right here is credible. When you go to verse 13, in the same chapter, listen, this is after Paul said that I am an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. In verse 13, Paul says, for I speak to you Gentiles, inasmuch as I am the apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify mine office. Oh, Paul's a teacher of the Gentiles. He's a teacher of the Gentiles. He's trying to save everybody. You must be insane when you say that. Because when we go over to, this is the same chapter, guys. We're doing a 1, 2, 3 punch. We're going to Romans chapter 11, verse 1. Paul clearly states that I am an Israelite of the tribe of Benjamin. Then in 13, he says, I speak to you Gentiles. Now, I don't know what happened in 12 verses, but you think that he's talking to the world. No, he thinks he's talking to all heathen nations. That world is Israel. And those nations, what you think are heathen, yeah, he's talking to the heathen nations, all right. He's talking to his own people that are in the heathen nations, and he's going to sift them, which means go and grab them from among the heathens in which the places where they were scattered. That's what this Bible's about. How do I know? Well, I'm going to keep you in the same chapter. We're going to go to verse 26. Watch this. We went to verse 1, verse 13. Now we're going to verse 26. And it reads, and so all Israel shall be saved. Right? And so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer. And watch this, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob. Where are all of these heathen nations included in this? When it says all Israel, where, I don't know, like, are you confusing whosoever and all flesh? Okay, let's go get to all flesh, because I'm sick of that too. So we're going to go to Acts. We're going to go to the book of Acts, right? And we're going to go to the 2nd chapter. We're going to go to the 21st verse. Let's go get there. The book of Acts, chapter 2, verses 21 and 22. Here we go. Verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever, there you go. Look at them. The Christians getting crunk. Well, they getting hyped now. Whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Ooh, amen. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Look at that. Sound good, don't it? And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Close the book. Hell no. Open up the goddamn book. Open the damn book back up. And we're going to read verse 22. We're going to read the next damn verse that comes after it, okay? And we're going to get it right now. Verse 22. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. I'm going to pull that back. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Jesus of Nazareth, a man approved of God among you by miracles and wonders and signs, right? Which God did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. Let me tell you something, man. Y'all pretty smart, man. Listen, man. Stop being in denial, okay? All right? If you are a so-called white man, if you are a stinking African, okay, if you are Hindu, or you are Buddha, you Japanese, Chinese, let me tell you something. Put the Bible down. No, you know what? Don't put it down. I want you to find, if you have a King James 1611 version, you need to find you the first so-called black or Hispanic, Latino, Native Indian person, and you need to give them their Bible back. You need to give them their Constitution back. You need to give them their business back, all right? Because it's not yours, okay? You need to take the covenant that God gave the children of Israel, blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, and you need to give that book that you thought was yours, give it back. If you claim you got that one black friend, or I've got an Hispanic, he's my friend, okay, why don't you give him that? Give what's, listen, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, render unto the Most High God what is the Most High God's. You render unto the children of Israel what's the children of Israel. And this Bible is our Constitution. This Bible that this black man who you thought was a white man, who you thought was a homosexual, who you thought was a slave master, he's from the tribe of Judah. All right? And he commissioned those 54 men, ended up being 47 men, to work on this Bible and to translate it, right, from Hebrew into Greek into the English language, so we would know who the hell we are. It's not for you. The gig is up. The balloon went up a long time ago. It's not your book. Give it back. It's ours. Okay? It's ours. You got video games to play, right? You got the next Samsung to go create. You got Facebook to play on, right? You got parasailing, right? You got bungee jumping. You got vacations and stuff that you got Disney World to take your children to. Go live it up. Have fun in your kingdom. But you know what? Give us our Bible back, because it's not yours. Listen, I know this hurts. You are not a part of salvation. I'm going to say it again. You are not a part of salvation. The Most High God is in the midst of Israel. He is our God and none else. Go believe in Christmas. Go somewhere and believe in Halloween. Take your children to the next Broadway play with Peter Pan. Go believe in your fantasy that you made up. Because the lies that you told about the children of Israel and all of our leaders, and the lies not only about King James, the lies that you told about Yahweh, whose name is Jesus. That's what you call him, Jesus. In the Hebrew, it's Yahweh. The lies, you made a faggot out of our Savior when you called him a white boy. When you put a Roman toga with one sleeve off and his shoulder showing, with some Roman toga with a rope around his waist, and you said that this man was our God. It's a lie, man. The real priests and prophets, they're black men. When I say black, I mean black, Latino, and Native Indian. That's what the real truth is. And guess what? Now is the time of the truth. It's the year of the tribute, and it's always been the year of the truth. Now you're going to find out that everything your people said to you was a lie. It's what the scriptures say. You think I'm joking? You know what? I'm going to get it for you right now. I'm going to go to Jeremiah. I'm going to go ahead and pull it. Because, see, when the priests and prophets think, you may think that we freestyling. We are not the Christian church. Everything that we tell you is coming up out these scriptures, and we're going to tell you exactly what it is. So here we go. This is the book of Jeremiah, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 19. Here's what it says. O Lord, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Oh, they're going to do that. Now, verse 20, shall a man make gods unto himself that are no gods? How in the hell is you worshiping Allah? Now, first of all, I don't give a damn. By Allah, or the rock, all them damn fools walking around the rock. I don't care about that. You know why? Because that's not my culture. And every so-called Muslim that's claiming that he's Allah and arm, leg, arm, kidney, spleen, whatever you're saying, it has nothing to do with the God of this Bible, Israel. Okay, and if you anywhere around so-called Farrakhan lovers, you tell him that I told him to stop quoting the Bible. How come you never see these so-called Islam that's into this Muslim mosque? How come you don't never see them walking around quoting the Quran? Impress me. Why don't you quote some Quran scriptures? Why you always quoting Revelation, Farrakhan? Keep our covenant out your mouth. Go and worship Islam. Well, first of all, I pray that you come back, because you ain't nothing but a so-called Negro, okay, that's lost. And you have followers that you got them lost. We need to wake up and come up out of here. I don't care nothing about no Japanese man worshiping no Buddha. Buddha can sit his fat ass on that little plaque on the trophy wherever he at. I don't care about his big belly ass. Hindu, they old skinny looking god, Japanese dragons, I don't care about that. All I care about is Yahweh. All I care about is Yahweh Shah. I care about the Akim wa Akwatian that's in the I.S.U.P.K, the one body. Anything else can kick rocks with no socks, wearing flip-flops. I don't give a damn. And that's how it's going to be. That's how it's written. Okay? So anything other than that is a lie. The I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth. As a matter of fact, the I.S.U.P.K is the only home of the living truth. Okay? And if you are a fake Israelite group, meaning if you're not in the I.S.U.P.K, especially if you're walking around with a 12-tribe chart and you claim that you're in the truth, right? And you just had your Passover yesterday with some damn birthday cakes, birthday candles, and you claim you in the truth, let me tell you something. I pray that the Most High wakes you up right now, okay? Because you are living a lie, all right? You are an individualite. You are not an Israelite, okay? This is one body, one faith, one baptism. That's what we're living in, okay? And whether you believe it or not, you're going to wake up to the truth. Now, also what they did, I'm going to take it to about 8:30, and then we're going to bring Mighty Man Captain Kahan on, all right? So to talk about the global news as well as world news with Israel and biblical scriptures to back that up through prophecy about America, all right? But I want to bring up a couple other scriptures. Let's go in the Old Testament of Daniel, right? Daniel chapter 7, verse 25, all right? The book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25. Now, this is what this white man has done. All fingers point to him. You're not going to escape. You have other white people that I know that are talking about what the white man has done. White people hate being white now, okay? Because they can't believe the damn outrageous lies that Donald Duck and the rest of his administration is proliferating, okay? Now, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, verse 25. It says, it reads, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change laws seek to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. What does that mean? And he shall speak great words against the Most High. Right? Oh, I don't believe in God. No, I'm like an atheist. I mean, I just believe, on what I believe. I am my own power. I'm my power, white power. I believe in my own. And all you Christians, the blacks, Latinos, Native Indians, you should be ashamed of your damn self. You calling yourself a Baptist when KKK, they're Baptists. They started that. You should be ashamed of yourself. Come on back to your own people that look like you, that's trying to tell you the truth. So it says, he shall speak great words against the Most High. And when he tells you, you better get that ID, and you better get that license, right? And don't worry about following no damn commandments. You can eat pork, or you speaking great lies against the Most High. Or you can be a homosexual. Yeah, you can be a faggot. Just come as you are. That's a damn lie. That's blasphemy against the Most High God. And then he thinks to change times, and he changes laws. He got the daylight saving time, Eastern, whatever other standard time. Just push the clock up an hour. You know what? Bring it back an hour. You know what? Push it back up an hour. Right? He doing this is the white man's kingdom, y'all. This man is doing any and everything that he is evil enough to do. Right? He's trying to get it all out because he knows it's going to stop. And then he changed laws. Children of Israel, we cannot eat pork. We cannot be homosexuals. It says in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, clear as day, right? Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel. Period. There's no in between. Okay? There's no in between. Okay? Oh, well, I've never sucked on a man. I just get mine sucked. You are a faggot. You can't change it up. You're not supposed to be with a man. Women don't know what you're grinning and skinning for, because you're not supposed to be licking and lapping on each other as well. Okay? It's an abomination to the Most High God. Stop listening to white folk. You know what? Stop listening to stinking Africans. The hell with Obama and his abomination. Abomination. It's a trip, huh? I'm sending that to all the so-called black Egyptologists that like to play with words. Oh, Israel is ISIS, Ra, and El. Shut the hell up. The name in Israel is Yasher Allah. Which means the prince of the power. Well, nobody back in the day in speaking Hebrew talking about no Israel. They were saying Yasher Allah. All right? Coming to the school of I.S.U.P.K. and wake up. Now, I'm gonna get one more. I'm gonna get one more. We're gonna go to the Apocrypha. All right, the Apocrypha. As you all know, we've had a few pastors on here. We've never had a pastor tell us not one time or deny that the Apocrypha is isn't a part of the Bible. The Bible, the Apocrypha is a part of the Bible. Okay, it's a part of the King James 1611 Bible. Okay. And we've never had a pastor not say that he did not subscribe. Every pastor we've spoken to, they subscribe to the Apocrypha, King James Version. All right? So I'm going to go to First Maccabees, all right, 3 and 48. First Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 48. And it reads, listen good. It says, and laid open the book of the law, where the book of the law is the Bible, okay? And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. What does that mean? He paint the likenesses of their images. Yahweh is a black man. They painted the likeness of their image as a white boy, who is a real person, Caesar Borgia, the second son of Pope Alexander the VI of Rome. Okay? That's a real person. Right? And then when you look into all the images, they painted Moses, they painted Paul, whoever it was, they painted him as a white boy. Pretty angels, right? Supposed to be pretty white, naked butt angels flying with wings, with curly hair. White man is deceptive, man. White man's a damn devil, man. Okay? That the Bible speaks of. All right? So again, we've proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that King James is a black man. All right? And he is from the tribe of Judah. That book was written and is written and has always been written for the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians to wake us up to who we are, the Israelites that the Bible is speaking about, the Israelites of antiquity. Okay? All right, so I want to make sure everybody gets that. And Most High in Christ, you want to add something on before we bring Captain Kahan on? Ayash? Are you good with that? Okay.
Oh, yeah, so like you both, Captain Kahan, he'll be in at 9.
No sweat. 9 o'clock is good. 9 o'clock is good. Excellent.
Okay, yeah, you touching on everything. I mean, you saying it all, huh?
Say, I.S.U.P.K, you know what I'm saying? Train me up well, you know?
That's right.
You know, I.S.U.P.K trained me up well. And, I mean, listen, this is what I want, to just speak to the radio listeners. To all the brothers, out there and sisters, the knowledge that we have, the officers that we have in I.S.U.P.K, we are taught by mighty men. Okay, this is how they raise us. This is how they mold us. Okay, and you cannot come into this truth and learn it on your own. This ain't no church. You can't ear hustle and say, "Oh, I got this breakdown. Now I can go teach." No, be humble. Come into the school. Okay? Come into the school. That's all we're saying. Come into the school. Learn the knowledge. Get taught by the priests and prophets. That way you can go out and teach. Now, if you don't want to go out and teach, then, teach your son. Okay? Teach your daughter. Because this is, this knowledge that we have, it is, our wisdom. This knowledge, as it states in Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 6. Right, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 6. It says, I'll go up one. Verse 6, it says, keep therefore and do them. Right? Let me go to verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me. See that? Lord my God, that's that possessive pronoun. It's speaking to a particular audience. Okay? It says that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Verse 6. Keep therefore and do them. You hear that, right? Keep therefore and do them. It don't say keep therefore and tell everybody that the Old Testament is over and done away with. Listen, ain't nothing over and done away with but the Christian church. That's what's over and done away with right there. The lies in the Christian church is over and done away with. It's played out. That's why all you got in there in church is old people and then little bitty babies, right? Little bitty babies. And then you have the first time comers. You were like, this church looks immaculate. Let me go in here for today. You don't have anybody that that's really of any substance that's in church. Okay, right? And honestly, the reason why you had a little babies in church, I'm gonna tell you why I got a little babies in church. Because the grandmother or the grandfather and grandmother, they want to try to give them a second start. How they treated little children, right? Because they treated probably their children horribly. Right, so they want to get a little fresh start, so they treat the grandbabies, a little special. But honestly, the reason why they had the grandbabies is because the woman went out prior that night, and so she's tired. So she went out Saturday night, right? So Saturday at night, she took her son or her daughter over her mom, over her parents' house. You see what I'm saying? Over daddy and mama house, and then she couldn't get up for a hangover. Right, for shaking her butt in the club all night, so they just went ahead and took the child to church the next day for Sunday. That's how the little babies end up in church the next day. Okay, but there is no organization. There is no structure in church. Okay? There is no structure when you say, come as you are and do what you do. Most High God put laws and statutes and commandments out there for us. Verse 6, it says, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. So this is supposed to be these laws, statutes, and commandments, right, that the children of Israel are supposed to receive and do. This is supposed to be our wisdom. This is our understanding in the sight of all these other heathen nations. Read on, it says, which shall hear all these statutes and say. This is what the heathen nations are going to say. Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. Like when the Arabs hear about the blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, they say, wow, these people are wise and they're very understanding. You know what? I respect these people, right? The Arabs supposed to say that, and the Japanese, the Buddhas, and the Hindus, and the East Indians, and the Africans, they're supposed to say, you know what? The children of Israel are a wise and understanding people. I can't believe what I'm setting my eyes upon. But guess what they're doing? They are not saying that. They saying these some crazy ass niggas in Mexico. These people would not pick their pants up. I ain't never seen a grown man, that want to walk outside and show all of his asshole. Just got his pants down, shirt up, skinny jeans, that puff your ass up. Then you got a little bitty T-shirt, like you're a skateboarder or something. You got on J.J. Walker's T-shirt from Good Times, and you got that on. And got the nerve to be talking about you gangster. So these other nations, the women, I don't know what you grinning for. You got your whole moose snuggle out in the front. You got the tightest pants, right? G-string ain't good enough. You got shorts that go up the crack of your butt, right? You got the whitest shirt you could find, right, with no bra. You see what I'm saying? And they got the nerve to look and say, what he looking at? What you mean, what he looking at? The same thing you was looking at in the mirror before you left out. Hey, damn slut. So we have to carry ourselves better, because I'm telling you right now, these nations are supposed to look at us, and damn it, when they pass you, they supposed to damn near hit their knees and bow down when they see you. We are listen, Israel. No other nation has these great laws and a God so near to them as we do. And when these other nations look at you, they're supposed to fall upon their feet, man. We are. Let me tell you something. Listen. You know what? I'm gonna go to 1 Peter. I'm gonna go to 1 Peter 2:9. I'm going to 1 Peter 2:9. I'm gonna read it to you out the Bible, because what I'm saying, you might think I'm freestyling again, because the way I'm saying it. Oh, he's supposed to be a priest. He just said shorts up a woman's ass. Ain't the shorts up a woman's ass? Don't the man have tight pants on? So you mean to tell me you want me to lie? Okay, so you want me to go against the Bible. The Bible said I would come and speak your words. I would come and speak like you. I would say the words that you saying. How can I get your attention talking on the radio? Oh, yes, this is Officer GEN.YAHANNA. Oh, yes, well, we're talking about the people that's walking around. Come on, man. You wouldn't respect me talking like that and being like that. I.S.U.P.K ain't bougie, man. I.S.U.P.K is real street niggas, man. Real priests and prophets that were raised up, right, to speak the truth to our people, man. We are righteous men and women. And we're going to talk the same talk that you grew up with. You can't out-talk us. We are not the Christian church. Okay, we know the street life. And us not knowing the street life, trying to tell you about the street life, would be hypocrisy. And we're not the Pharisees, okay? We're not hypocrisy. That's what the Pharisees did, okay? Now, 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. It says, but ye are a chosen generation. First of all, this is not talking about the believers. That's what the white man tells you. This is only talking about the believers versus the non-believers. Guess what? He half right when he say that. But the book is only talking to the children of Israel only. That's the part he leaves out. Yeah, it's talking to believers, non-believers. It is. That's what the white man do. He tell you half the truth. Ain't no such thing as no damn half truth. Half the truth is a whole lie. That's what the half the truth is. Half the truth is a whole lie. Okay, so let's get it. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation. The word holy means to be set apart. Holy nation, a peculiar people. What does the word peculiar mean? The word peculiar means exclusively. It's like when you do an interview. You have a peculiar interview, right? You have a peculiar interview. Why? Because he gave you, like if Commander GEN.YAHANNA comes on Boot Up and Shut Up for an interview. We have an exclusive interview, peculiar interview. Like, cause he didn't do an interview with CNN. He didn't do an interview, right? With any of those ratchet, out-of-line newscast network programs, right? He did exclusive interview, okay? So that's what that means, right? We are a peculiar people. It says that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called meaning the elect, the election, hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Right? Again, I'm going to read 10. This goes on to these Jews and Greeks, right? Verse 10, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. Oh, the white man go crazy. Oh, we haven't obtained any mercy. Now we have mercy. We were not the children of God, but now we're the children of God. You are the children of a damn liar. You are the children of the devil. Okay? Because this Bible has never been in you. How in the hell can you be of God and you stole the Native American Indians' land? How in the hell can your children be walking around today and claim that they're of God, but they still won't give up any of the benefits that they've gotten from your thievery and robbing ass? But you claim to be one of God. So we're speaking about the children of today, right? The ones who benefit off the rape, rob, and murder of their ancestors. And they're right when they tell you, I've done nothing to you. I haven't lynched anybody. But what they're doing, they're living off the benefit of what their forefathers have done. And they're not doing anything to change it. If you never, listen to me, if you never had a white person come up to you and tell you, listen, black, Latino, Native Indian, you are the children of Israel. Don't you know you are a chosen people? And guess what? You all have broken commandments of God, and that's the reason why you all are in bondage. And all you have to do is start following them commandments, and then you're going to rule over us and take the world back. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something, man. The day a white person come to you and tell you that, let me know. Let me know that. You're going to have to record it now, and I'll play it on the show. Okay? And I got the spirit of discernment, so you can't lie and set nothing up and then send in the recording. That'll never happen. White folks, listen, man. White folks ain't finna tell you nothing to put you over them. What kind of world are you living in? White people don't believe it when they say equality. I'm gonna tell you what they listen real good, Israel. When they say equality and we all the same, that's a lie. You know why? Because if they make you equal with them, then that is them. That's them putting you over them. They don't want you. Listen to me when I say that. They don't want you close to them. And equality, what does equality mean? Equality means they don't get to rule over you no more. There's no equality in the Bible. Get it out of your head. There's no equality in the Bible. It never was and it never will be. Equality is not in your job It's not in your relationship. It's nowhere. Equality, what do you have at your job? You have someone who owns the building, probably somebody that you have never seen before, right? Then you have someone else. Who runs the building. Someone probably you have seen. He's probably the manager or something, right? But you never see the CEO. You may see the manager. Then you have the supervisor. Right? Then you have what they call upper management. Then you have lower management. Then you have the workers, right? Then you have the lower workers like the janitorial services. Show me where equality is in the Bible. Show it to me. Show me equality in the job place. Show it to me. So what makes you think that you're going to be equal to a people that know that if they're equal to you, then guess what? You're not going to clean their dishes anymore. You're not going to build their streets anymore. There is no equality. It's only the truth and it's the lie. It's righteousness, which is following the commandments, and then it's wickedness, which is a person that does not follow the commandments. Now, who do you think the wicked is? We'll get there right now. We're going to go to Job chapter 9, verse 24. And I'll show you who the wicked is. The wicked are the ones who lie. The wicked are the ones who change times. The wicked are the ones who change the faces of all of our black leaders, all of our supermen and women. They change the faces of them. Anyone who could show a positive influence on the children of Israel, they change those faces and those time periods and those stories, and they white it out. Right? So we're going to get Job chapter 9, verse 24. This is the book of Job, J-O-B, not Job. It's Job. The book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. And it reads, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where? And who is he?" Listen, let me tell you something. This right here is a funny one to me, y'all. This right here is a funny one. And I'm going to tell you why it's funny, right? Because it's saying the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Now, who is the wicked? It sure ain't the black, Latino, and Native Indians, because the earth is not being given into our hands, because we don't own a damn thing. What do we own? Nothing. What do we own? Everything is owned by our slave masters. Right? Now, you can say it's a dream. You can say it's a fantasy. You can get on the blackety black. You can hit me with some Egyptology stuff. We are in slavery, period, point blank. Okay? Now, it says, he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Now, who was one of the judges? Christ, who you call Jesus, whose name in the Hebrew is Yahweh. Oh, he's the judge. They changed his face. They made him look like a white boy with blonde hair, blue eyes. They changed the faces, as Moses was a judge. They changed the faces of the judges thereof. Right? Now, it says thereof. It says, if not, where? And who is he? See, that's how you know it's a black man's book. Because basically it's saying, now, if it wasn't him, then who the hell is it then? Stop believing white folks. They ain't write this book. I say it all the time. White people don't even know. These days, right, let's speak right now times. White people, they don't even know how to listen, not only white people. I mean, when I say white, I'm talking about all heathen nations, okay? Let's just stop this personal attack on the white man, okay? And let's spread it out some, okay? All right? We talking to Africans. We talking about East Indians. We talking about Arabs. We talking about Japanese, Chinese, all you heathen nations, right? You don't know what the hell rap music is, okay? You cannot understand our metaphors, our similes, our lyrical breakdowns inside of our music. You think you do. Sometimes those metaphors are 2, 3, 4-fold. They got different meanings. Now, you don't understand rap music. How in the heaven, not hell, how in the heaven can you understand the most poetical book written by the priests and prophets of the Lord? You don't understand it. That's why when you said in the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 7, which is one of the funny things, when you go to the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 7, it says, and the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground. This white boy, listen, I'm telling you what they taught me, and I'm going to put it out there because I ain't scared. The white boy taught my mom and dad, taught my daddy and my mama that he was formed from the dust of the ground, so he went and got some. It's what the white preacher said. It's what the white preacher said. God went and got some damn water and some mud and some clay. Like man was created like pottery, right? And he formed him, patted him all together, had him on a spinning tool like he's making a bowl or something, right? Formed the man from the dust of the ground. Then he breathed into, it says, and he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Sounds good, huh? The white man told my people that when it says he breathed into his nostrils, he's talking about like basically the most High God did some CPR, put him on the ground and blew a couple breaths and he came. You know what I'm saying? Like God did like some homemade jumper cables or something like that. And then he became a living soul, so he started breathing and man started walking upright. I'm going to tell you something, y'all. I'm going to tell you something, man. There's a lot of people on the phone that's saying, yeah, that's what I was taught too. Guess what? You was taught a damn lie. You was taught a lie. That verse has nothing to do with nobody doing no CPR. It has nothing to do with nobody taking no mud and no water and making nobody body and clay and forming together like you doing Play-Doh and pottery or some crap. Right? This man that was being created was being raised up from the dust, meaning being given the laws, statutes, and commandments. Because before then, these beasts of the field and these fowls of heaven, these other heathen nations, they didn't have the laws, statutes, and commandments. And this man that was being created right here was given the laws, statutes, and commandments. That was his breath of life. And it was supposed to be spoken into them dry bones of his. And that was going to raise him up. And then the man would become a living soul, meaning knowing what's righteous and following the laws, statutes, and commandments, being an upright man and a perfect man, right? Don't listen to your pastor, your lying, poor king pastor, when he's telling you that can't nobody be perfect, man. Can't nobody follow the laws of God. Can't nobody do all of it. Okay, pastor, which one can we do? Like, can we eat pork, but yet I can sleep with my homeboy girl? Or I shouldn't sleep with my homeboy girl, but I can eat pork at a picnic. Which one? Well, brother, we can do all of it. All I got to do is pray over the food. Don't listen to it. He's a lying bastard, man. I don't care if he look like you. I don't care if he's a so-called Negro or a Latino man. Our people are under a spell of lies. They are of their father, the devil, and the truth is not in them. That's why we all have to come back to this truth. Look. There's no way around it, y'all. We have classes. We got classes Monday through Friday. However you want to swing it, however you want to do it. We have classes nonstop, everybody. There's no way around it. If you want to get in class, all you got to do is get in class. Okay? We have classes all during the week, no doubt about it. If you want classes, we got classes on Monday. We have classes on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's nonstop. It's classes all day long, man. Okay? You want to wake up in the morning on Monday, guess what? Let a Hebrew speak. Captain Akkad and General Hazayan, man. Right? You want to listen to Command and General Yohanna? That's every Monday. 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Central. You can listen to the Command and General Yohanna for 2 hours. Lay down and get it in for real for Israel, man. Most High in Christ. Then we have classes all during the week. We have classes all during the week. There's no excuse, right? We have Facebook classes you can get on, I.S.U.P.K online classes. And guess what, y'all? They're free. We don't want any money from you like that. The knowledge we give freely, right? But we do want to tell you this is the year of the tribute. So whatever you was giving that Christian church, it's time for you to give to the men of the Lord, okay? All the women out there, if the women did not go to church, there would be no financial backbone at that church. It all comes from our women. The women, when you hear this truth out of I.S.U.P.K, and you hear the priests and prophets that speak the truth to you, then you should be more than willing to find out, how can I pay my tithes? How can I give to the men of the Lord? How can I stop this madness that's going on? Because your children are going to get older. They're going to grow. And right now you have the opportunity to support the I.S.U.P.K financially. You may not know all the precepts in the Bible. You may not know what the Bible says from Genesis to Revelation, but what you do know is it's the truth. And you do know how to pay tithes because you've been doing it for years to the Christian church. Now is the time, guess what, to put your money where your mouth is. It's time to stop saying, you know what, I agree with I.S.U.P.K. I mean, them boys, you know, they do be telling the truth. Guess what? If you agree to that, then put your money where your mouth is and support the truth. Because whatever you can do, you're looked at and judged on that. And listen, Christ is going to return. And if you haven't even given $1 to the Lord, man, to the men in I.S.U.P.K, but you've been throwing all your dollars into the pathetic garbage of Christianity, you're going to be judged on that. Okay? That's what I wanted everybody to understand and get that, okay? So before we bring Captain Kahan, Mighty Man Captain Kahan on, we're going to take a couple of calls, all right? We have a couple of calls. I'm going to go ahead and take them right now, okay? Take these calls right now. So the first call we got coming in is area code 337. You are live on Boot Up or Shut Up. State your name, city, and location. Area code 337. You live on Boot Up or Shut Up Radio. Name. Give your name, city, and location. Name, city, and state. Area code 337. One more time. Area code 337. You're live on Boot Up or Shut Up Radio. All right. We're gonna go to the next. We're gonna go to the next call. We're looking at a 442 area code. You are live on Boot Up or Shut Up Radio. You got a question or a comment? Name, city, and state. Area code 442. You're live on Boot Up or Shut Up Radio. I hope I didn't scare everybody off now. Come on now. Going once, going twice. 442 area code. Live on Boot Up or Shut Up Radio.
Shalom. Yahweh Shabbat.
All right, Shalom. Yahweh Shabbat. Give me your name, city, and state.
This is Priest and Officer Not Designing Shah out of Washington, D.C. I was listening to you on this show, Hebrew. You breaking it down so cold, everybody's scared. I listen to you break it down so smooth, man. I'm waiting to hear the brothers in the background yelling, that's right.
Most High in Christ.
Cold, man. Everybody has something to say. They start listening. That sword get to swinging. Everything good and in order. See, what you don't see is on the phone line, people raising their hand because of how you dropping it so hard.
Right. Dr. Zark, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. You know, like I say, you know, I.S.U.P.K raised mighty men, you know, And and under Commanding Gen.YAHANNA, I thank the school. I thank Commanding Gen.YAHANNA, for never, dropping his sword and never, changing the integrity of I.S.U.P.K. so that brothers like myself will be able to expound on that full knowledge and raise our brothers and sisters, man, out of this hellhole, man. Most High in Christ.
Man, damn right. Coast to coast, state to state, country to country, sea to sea, all that.
That's right. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, So so if you want to, you can chime in anytime. I invite you to stay on. You're always welcome. Okay.
All right. The water. I just would say real quick, like this is an important thing for Black people to understand that life is not race neutral. You can't be neutral in life. No species, no animal, no group of people can be neutral. If you are Chinese and you love China, at no point in time can you be concerned with how your love and your desire to make China great will affect Korea and Japan.
Right.
If you are a white man and you love America, at no point in time can you be concerned with how your love for your white people and your white heritage and your white America will affect negatively or positively on Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, let alone the Arabs who you are bombing, the Chinese who you are planning to go to war against, the Egyptians, Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein. Like, you cannot be concerned with the well-being of other people over the dominance and the love you have for your people. That's a very difficult lesson that only Black people struggle to understand. The different Africans can understand why their love for Nigeria means that they don't give a damn about the rest of the countries in Africa. While the white man who loves Russia does not give a damn about what happens to the white man or anybody in America. Like Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans must learn you cannot be neutral when it comes to race. Like you can't love history for your people, because when you get to the part about history where there's interactions with other races of people, you can't be neutral about it because everybody is preying on our people.
Right.
Like they murdering our people. I was just telling somebody on a page where the Black lady is complaining about racial tension within the page. And I had to explain and say, listen, you got Black people facing racial tension at the end of some officer's pistol and 400 years of lynching, murder, being raped, and enslaved. Then you got white people angry that Black people have the audacity to speak about their people getting killed and have the audacity to be angry about it. Said you can't be neutral. You can't love Black people. Christ said you cannot serve two masters. You can't love the white man, which will make you love white people, and love God, who is a Black man, Christ, who is a Black man, and love Black people. Like, there will always be a conflict. And what Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans do not know is they have already picked a side to love white people by default. This is the white man's world. That's why the scriptures say, love not the world. When Christ told this to the disciples, the world, meaning the society that was in power, was the white man's Roman world.
Right.
That's who killed Christ. That's who told them to murder all the babies that was under 2 when Christ was born. Like, that was the white man's world.
Right.
We are under that exact same Roman white man society right now. All right. So that's what's going on. Man, y'all brothers putting it down, doing a hell of a work, a hell of a show, man. Y'all doing it out there everywhere, the South, the Midwest, man. Y'all brothers take this truth, run with it, holding it down strong. You see what I'm saying? So
that's right.
Y'all got it, brothers. I want to chime in and support y'all radio show, man. Y'all doing big things.
Most High in Christ. Most High. The water, not the dot. We really do appreciate all of that, especially that love coming from a D.C. Camp. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we sending that love back. All the way from Texas, all the way from Louisiana, and Mississippi and Alabama, letting you all know we rising up. And like I said, as time goes, soon all you all will be down, holding camp down in Mississippi, while we making them kiss them boots. You know what I'm saying?
From the SIP. That's going to hurt devil's soul. Got to kiss the boots in the SIP. Woo! They're going to kiss the priest's boots and then go and jump off a bridge.
That's right.
That's right.
Say, Most High.
I got water here too.
God, already.
Oh, Shalom, Hebrew. Y'all about to y'all shout about I thought I heard you. I heard your beard through the radio.
Oh, man. Most High Christ. All right,
Shalom, Hebrews. Y'all got it. I'm going to go back on mute. All right.
Shalom. All right. Most High Christ. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this other one. 937 area code. 937 area code. You are now live on Boot Up Shut Up Radio. State your name, city, and state is here.
Yeah. Distraction. Really? You want to see it?
Yes.
It's a yoga. What it is? It's a move. It's a yoga.
937 area code. 937 area code. You're now live on Boot Up and Shut Up Radio. Your name, city, and state.
He's saying, y'all, put two and two together. So, and
One more time. 937 area code 937. You're live now on Boot Up and Shut Up Radio. Area code 937.
Honey, it's something. I don't know the definition.
Okay, going once, going twice, going three times. All right, we'll go ahead and get this last one. I see a 512 area code. You're now live on Boot Up and Shut Up Radio. You have a question or a comment? 512 area code. 512. That's Austin, Texas. 512 area code. You're now live on Boot Up and Shut Up Radio. Got a question or a comment? You know, I'm starting to really agree with Officer Natazaka Shah, man. I think I really shut it down tonight in a righteous way. All right. Okay, well, look, with no further ado, it's 4 minutes after 9, all right? So that's enough calls we're going to take. I want to go ahead jump straight in to the mighty man, Captain Kahan Thumyard. Again, he is getting ready to break down the scriptures, give us some news, okay, that we can use. Okay, he'll be giving us political and world news supported by biblical scriptures, okay, concerning Israel and about America. Okay, so with no further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring on mighty man Captain Kahan Thumyard. Shalom, Yahbashim Yashabrakatah.
Shalom, Yahbashim Yashabrakatah. Y'all hear me?
Khan on one Khan.
All right, I'm gonna let Officer I.S.U.P.K got some heavy news to bring out about Oklahoma. I'm gonna let him bring that out first.
All right.
And then we're gonna go into some of the stories that I got that caught my eye, that's on our radar out here. So I'm gonna pass it over to Officer I.S.U.P.K and let him bring out the news story that's going on in Oklahoma.
Khan on one Khan. All right.
Khan out of one Khan, sir. All right, you got the story I sent in to you? Can you hear me?
So like you said, what now, Warrior?
Oh, okay. I sent the story in. I will see if they got it.
Okay. Do we got the trooper on here to read? Is he on?
Okay. Trooper. The trooper is doing the reading. Are you on the phone?
Okay, so what we'll do, Ayash, I'm going to send you the stories, and what we'll do, we'll just start off like that since we can't get in contact with the trooper, right? All right, so I'm going to forward it to you, and you're going to read for me, okay?
Come out of one car, sir.
All right. So we work the kinks out on what's going on with the trooper.
Right.
All right. Okay. All right. So I'm sending it to you now. So what we're going to talk about, I know a lot of y'all see what's going on with the news. We're going to talk a little bit about Kanye West. We're going to talk about the racism that's going on in Arizona that's evident. This is evident as a stop sign. We're going to talk about food and beverage regarding the race, which is the restaurant business and other different business establishments that's been discriminating against black people, right? So and Hispanics. So we're going to talk about a lot tonight. We're going to cover a lot of ground. like I said, once again, you're going to see what the Bible stance is on these issues. You understand? The Bible is a living word. Everything that we go through, all the news stories you see, you can find evidence of what the Lord feels about these incidents and things that are happening and how we should move according to the scriptures. All right? So, just let me know when you get it. Let me know when you receive that text. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay? We'll probably start off with story 1 once you get it. Okay? Let's see where we at. Okay? I need someone to hold Matthew chapter 16, verse 1 through 4. Okay? Y'all let me know when you receive that, brother. Can you hear me?
Come out of what car, sir?
Have you received it yet?
Matthew chapter 16, verses 1 through 4.
Okay, all right. Just hold that for me, all right? Ayash, have you got the message?
Come out of what car? It's pulling up.
Okay, all right. So
like it's going real slow, but it's pulling up.
Okay, all right. Is there anyone else that can pull this up? That can read this for me?
Yeah, it's going real slow out here. I think one of the towers is down out there.
Okay.
You can forward to me, Captain. I may be able to pull it up.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I can do it now. I'm about to send it to you right now. All right. Let me get this show on the road. Matter of fact, just find out what was up with the troops, brother. All right. Let me get a chance. Make sure we get this thing tight and right. All right. All right. So I just forwarded to you. I want y'all. I just forwarded to you.
All right.
You guys, I got a total of 5 stories we're gonna go into on my end. All right. Then we'll bring in Ayash. And once again, like what I.S.U.P.K was talking about. Also, I.S.U.P.K was talking about the donations and the tithes. That's important for this nation. You see what's going on. Like the white man don't mind paying extra taxes to build a wall. You understand? Right. So you shouldn't hesitate to put the best investment you can make is in your people. That's the best investment you can make, not the stock market. The best investment you can make is with your own people. Once you start to do that, you won't have to worry about a Starbucks kicking you out. You won't have to worry about a Cracker Barrel kicking you out of their restaurant, because you will have your own. But the problem is we're putting our money and resources in the wrong place. You understand? It's not that we don't have money. We have plenty of money. You understand? But we're putting our money in the wrong place. We're not putting it in the storehouse of the Lord. You understand? You would need health care and all those different things. We were a self-sufficient nation by putting our money where we put it. You understand? Mm-hmm. Welfare and things like that. So let's make sure we support the I.S.U.P.K. Pay your tithes, ISUPK.com. Make sure you're checking out the different radio shows, Angry Black Media, Cross the Line Radio, all the different classes and podcasts we have. Brothers out in Nashville putting some down, out in Atlanta putting some down. I think Florida getting ready to put some down, Delaware putting some down. We all over the city, West Coast, you know what I'm saying, Midwest, all over. So make sure you got something going 24 hours a day. The UK, when it's dark over here, they getting in there early in the morning, they getting in over there. So you got a 24-hour cycle of nonstop truth. You understand? So make sure you plug in, you log in, whatever else you got to do. Make sure you do it. All right. All right. So you get that? You got that yet, brother?
Khan.
I got that. Okay.
Hacked electronic road sign reads "Hail Hitler" in Arizona.
Now read that title one more time for me.
Khan. Hacked electronic road sign reads "Hail Hitler" in Arizona.
Y'all understand this? This is a sign in Arizona. And notice they said hacked, but I don't believe it was hacked. I believe it was programmed. You understand? Because what it said exactly how America feels. You understand? It said in the highways of life, you got to pay attention to the sign. But this is what you see going on right here in America. You drive on the highway, you see Hail Hitler, your antenna should be going up. You understand? Read on.
An electronic road sign displayed an anti-Semitic message early Friday morning on a highway on the outskirts of Phoenix. The Pinal County Sheriff's Office received a call at 2:25 a.m. about an electronic road sign along Hunt Highway that read Hail Hitler, an incorrectly spelled reference to the Nazi salute. The road sign was hacked by an unknown person, and the words on the sign were changed, says Navide Forgani, public information officer for the Pinal County Sheriff's Office. Officers tried to turn off the sign, but it required a password, and officers could not immediately reach the private company that owned the sign. Forgani.
What company? It's a private company?
The private company that owned the sign.
Did they list the name of the private company?
La.
You see. Keep reading.
Forgani said police reached out to Pinal County Public Works Department for help, and they covered the sign to hide the message from others. Berlin attack. It goes down a little bit further. Police will not investigate this incident as a hate crime because there was no victim targeted, Vergani said. The private company that owned the sign would not would need to file a complaint, she added. Florence, Arizona resident Tiffany King and her family were driving home from Peoria at around 2:30 a.m. when she saw the sign. King said the sign was on Hunt Highway, and she turned back to get a photo of it. She said officers told her that they weren't able to change the message on the electric sign. Hours later, the anti-Semitic message was removed.
Any more?
That's it.
Okay, take me to your scripture I want you to hold, brother. Matthew 16, chapter 16, verse 1.
The book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 1. The Pharisees, also with the Sadducees, came, and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. Verse 2. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. Verse 3. And in the morning, it will be a foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times?
You see
Verse
that?
4.
Now, let me just say one thing. We don't see what's going on all over America, man. All these signs. The Bible says a wicked generation gonna seek a sign. You steady trying to figure out what God is trying to tell you. We telling you, and He put the Lord put it on the highway for you.
Yep.
He put it on the highway. If you driving, the signs. I don't know if a lot of y'all that drive, you take a driver's test, and you able to understand the drive. Red means stop, green means go, yellow means caution, all those things. But because of Christianity is blinded, you think it's just you want to cover the sign up and not pay attention. But we're telling you it's danger ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? It's danger. You understand? Keep reading.
Verse 4. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed.
You see that? You see that? You ain't gonna get no other sign. You understand? The sign you given, and what was the sign Jonah gave? What was the sign? Prophet sign.
Mm-hmm.
Teacher. You understand? They want a sign from heaven. The pastor's talking about they want a sign from heaven. You see what's going on? The Lord putting it in your face. You understand? Christ said you ain't gonna get no sign. You want some type of zodiac sign. You want to be able to align the stars and get all these dreams and all that. Well, you seeing it right before your eyes. And a lot of y'all going to keep going. You're going to say, ignore that. That you're supposed to love everybody. And you're going to run into a dead end, literally. You understand? You're going to literally run into a dead end. Pun intended. You understand? Take me to 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14 in the Apocrypha.
Come on. Book of 2nd.
Right quick.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verses 14 through 17. The book of 2nd Ezra in the Apocrypha, chapter 15, verses 14 through 17. And it reads, Woe to the world of them that dwell therein. Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth near.
You see that? This world, the sword and destruction is drawing near. And you're getting close because you're seeing the signs all over, including the highway, including the interstate, including the beltway. You're seeing the signs. You understand? You don't know that it's time to turn right. You're going the wrong way. You understand? You're on the wrong path. Keep reading.
And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Why is it saying one people and another people if we all the same people?
Mm-hmm.
That's the question you got to ask yourself. Why is it saying one people and another people? So that another people is not the same as the one people. There's two different races, two different nationalities. This is what we're getting ready to see. This is what we're seeing right now.
Yep.
Brother bringing out earlier the racial tension. There's racial tension. There's an awakening. You understand? These are things. The Lord never brings destruction. He never brings destruction until he sends prophet to warn you. He don't just bring destruction. He always sends a prophet to warn his people before destruction comes. That's all throughout the Bible. All throughout the scriptures. You understand? Keep reading.
And swords in their hands. Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among them, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings or princes.
You see, and they're not going to pay attention to their own government. Mm-hmm. They're not going to pay attention to that. They're not going to go ahead and say, well, we need to vote, or we need to wait and see what, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be taking things into their own hands, what you call vigilante justice. Going to be doing that. You understand? Keep reading.
And the course of their action shall stand in their power.
You understand? So that's what's going on. And they saying it's hacked. I doubt if it was hacked. You know, Hitler's birthday was not too long ago.
Right.
You know anything about history? His birthday was recently. They were celebrating his birthday. A lot of them have those sympathetic thoughts towards that regime. You know what I'm saying? And that movement. It's still alive. You know what I'm saying? But you too busy loving everybody. You too busy getting kicked in the butt in America. That's what you doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what you doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. Take me to let's go to the next scripture. Matthew 7 and 13. Go to that one.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13. And it reads, Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Verse 14.
Read one more time. And I want everybody to understand it. Read one more time.
Book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 13. Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate.
Go ahead.
And broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Any more? Verse 14. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way, which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.
Yeah, you know why? And you know why few they're going to find it? Because you're not paying attention to the sign.
Yep.
You're not paying attention to the sign.
Yep.
You understand? It's evident. You know how to read English. You understand? You see the sign. You know how, and it isn't tell you something. It ain't just English. It's a sign. The Lord, man, the Lord sends His message through all the languages. You understand? Because we scattered in every nation. But the problem is you don't want to pay it. That's why the Bible says broad is the way that leads to destruction. You understand? You think every way is the right way. A broad way is a wide way where everybody, it's room for everybody.
Right.
The same thing for destruction. The Bible says the grave, the hell in the grave, it don't ever get full. That's what you don't understand. You understand? It's always room. There's always room. There's only one way to live. See, America has confused you with options. You think you got options. You think you got choices. It's only one choice. It's only two choices. Either you live or you die.
Right.
You understand? And because of our leadership, our so-called leadership in America, you don't have no clue what direction you headed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You need to hit a U-turn.
Right.
You understand? You need to hit a U-turn because guess what? The Bible said broad is the way. Read that scripture one more time from the top. I love this scripture here because this right here, like the Bible, God says He's not the author of confusion. And the problem is because you love, they say love is blind. You ever hear someone say love is blind? Well, you blindly love these people. You blindly love the oppression. You think that this is the best place for you when it's actually the worst place for you. When you dig through all the poverty and all the things that's going on, you looking at America, how technologically advanced America is, and how you can go to McDonald's and get a burger and all that. But you're not looking at all the other things. You're not looking at all looking at all the things that happen in order for that to happen. You feel me? Like we didn't sacrifice so much in this place, and now you driving down the interstate or the highway and you see Hail Hitler.
Right.
Now, what does that say? What does that say?
Yep.
I'm not buying it was hacked. Somebody got the code. Somebody is sympathetic for it, and they said it wasn't a hate crime because no one was harmed.
Right.
You understand? But yet you want to say the I.S.U.P.K, we a hate group.
Right.
What words have we said that have got people killed? None. But Hitler was a mass murderer. But you want to compare us to that. You better love the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
You better love us. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could hack into a sign. I wish I had a computer code. But I can hack into a sign, I got a lot to say. First thing I'm going to say is the white man's the devil. We need to hack into a sign. You know what I'm saying? Turn left. All white people turn left. Detour. You understand? Because, listen, the Lord created our own lane for us, man. We in everybody else's lane trying to fit in. And this is what's going on. And you can look for more of this in America. You understand? You can look for more of this in America. All right? So now, let's go to story 3. Go to story 3. Now, we want to go to our Hispanic brothers, man. Our brothers, you know what I'm saying, from the Northern Kingdom, our Hispanic and Native American Indian brothers and sisters, man. You know, we make a prayer tribes, man. So we got to deal with what's going on with our Hispanic brothers also, because we under the same oppression. You can't forget about your Hispanic brothers and sisters. You understand? Because what affects you, what affects them affects us, and vice versa. You know, you have black people walking around here saying that we ain't the same and they struggle ain't our struggle. Yeah, it's the same struggle. You ain't never had to run across the border before. You had to run across the border. The plantation was your border. The end of that plantation was the border you was never supposed to leave. You understand? You left to go to the Underground Railroad to get to a free state. Our ancestors did that. So why can't you be sympathetic towards your brothers that look just like you? You understand? We the same people, got the same father. You understand? Let's get that.
Okay, I'm trying to see how does it start? Is it the ready shoot aim?
No, it's the one where it says ICE. It's about ICE and how they kept a person for over 1,000 days to prove their citizenship. Should be story 3.
Okay, I went up. Okay, I pulled story 3 up.
Okay.
Let's see, I'm gonna go to. Let me see. I pulled story 3 up.
So if you can't get that one, let's get the one. Let's get the one on. Let's get the one on Kanye story 5 if you can.
We pulled 5 up. See if that. Yeah, that's labeled Kanye 5. Okay, Kanye West and Trump's Twitter love-in. Rapper trades adoring messages with the president. Shows off his MAGA hat. And citizens and criticizes Obama despite his wife Kim's attempt to step in.
Right, and the MAGA hat is Make America. That's an acronym for Make America Great Again. Just so everyone knows, the MAGA. Keep reading.
All right. Let's see. West launches new triad of tweets Wednesday that included Trump for support. Let me see. See if it's right here. Okay. The love affair between Kanye West and Donald Trump intensified on Wednesday evening as the rapper traded adoring messages with the president. Okay. The rapper proclaimed that the mob can't make me not love Trump and praised the president's dragon energy. You don't have to agree with Trump, but the mob can't make me not love him, he wrote. We are both dragon energy. He is my brother. I love everyone. I don't agree with everyone.
Does anyone know what the hell dragon energy is? Does anyone know what that is? I don't know. I just my first time hearing this crap, dragon energy. I'm going to have to look that up. That sounds like some psychotic, zodiac witchcraft bull crap.
Right.
You understand? Dragon energy. Go ahead. He's a dragon, but you's a sheep, Kanye. You understand? Read on.
We are both dragon energy. He is my brother. I love everyone. I don't agree with.
Hold on. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He loves everyone, but Donald Trump does not love everyone.
Oh,
you
man.
understand that? Like, you understand the psychology behind what's going on, what the hell is going on. Kanye West is self-destructing in front of everybody's face right now in America. Like, I'm seriously, I believe that they got to probably have him on suicide watch. They got to have a caretaker around him. I bet the Kardashians took out so much life insurance on Kanye West. It's ridiculous. They probably getting everything. They probably getting the paperwork drawn up right now as we speak. Because this cat is off his rocker. Yet, he wants to be accepted by the hip-hop urban culture, which is black culture, Hispanic and Native American Indian culture. He wants to be accepted by that, at the same time, love a man who hates black people, who belittles black people. You know what I'm saying? Who calls black NFL players sons of bitches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he loves everybody. Loving everybody, really, when a black person says love everybody, let me help you out with translation. He's really saying he loves white people. That's what he's really saying. No one loves everybody. That's the biggest lie that I've ever heard in my life. When I hear someone say they love everybody, I watch my wallet. I watch everything. When I hear they say I love everybody, and they will sell you out at the drop of a dime. You understand? You can't. That's why the brother brought out Matthew 6 and 20. Let's get Matthew 6 and 24. Let's get that scripture. Christ said it. The man that you said died for everybody. He said it out of his own mouth that you can't love everybody, man. Damn, Christ said. Now, who I supposed to believe? I supposed to believe the Bible, or I supposed to believe you or your pastor? get Matthew 6:24, man. He just said, I love everybody, right?
Right.
Let's get that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon.
You see that? You can't serve God and mammon is quick English for money. You can't do that, man. It just don't work like that. God is just not. He's not like that. You know, you've been lied to. How you gonna serve How you gonna serve both masters? How you gonna love the oppressed and the oppressor? How you gonna love the victim and the person who's victimized? You can't do that. And it's not a sound mind. The Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, and that's what you see what's going on with Kanye. You understand? Like this brother here, he's gone. Like you listen to his old music, you was like, this brother got a little consciousness about it. You know what I'm saying? But now look at him now. He done hooked up with them Kardashians. He went out to Hollywood. You understand? Like out of all the things he can talk about, out of all the killing that's going on in Chicago, the South and the West Side of Chicago, he gonna talk about he loved Donald Trump. You understand? When Chicago put you on. You understand? But he don't care about those people. Out of all the, he got a platform like Kanye West. I mean, he has a platform that's worldwide. He could be talking about the crime in Chicago. Let's stop the crime. Let's stop black-on-black killing. Let's stop that. Let's stop the gang violence. He's not doing that. He's not. But he's professing his love for Donald Trump. That is the definition of a slave.
Mm-hmm.
That is the definition of a person who has no idea of what the hell they are. And you can see it. You look at him, you know this brother here, he's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, this cat right here is self-destructing in front of everybody in America. You know what I'm saying? No man can serve two masters. Jesus Christ, the one you call Jesus Christ, who's a black man by the name of Yahweh in Hebrew, said, no man can, and this is a man you say died for everybody, which proves you that you lying on Christ and you lying on the Bible. Because love and hate are complementary of each other. You show me who you love, and I'll in turn show you who you hate. It's easy. All I got to do is look at their agenda. Look at what they're for. Because no one is for everybody. You understand? Let's keep reading on that story, brother, please.
Okay, and I do have the definition for dragon energy, so we'll get into that.
Okay, yeah. Let's see what the hell the dragon energy is, man.
Okay, here we go. It says the masters, the gatekeepers of our next journeys. These masters of peace and light will show us how to direct energy of creation. How will you know the integration is at hand? Right? It says, when the dragons appear, do not expect to see reptilian fire-breathing monsters. Their origin.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. This nigga here. This nigga playing World of Warcraft. What is this? What is this? This is type of Pokemon? What is this?
I don't know what this is, man.
The dragon energy?
That's what it says.
You see what's going on? This nigga done went all the way into witchcraft, messing with them damn Kardashians, which I think they anyway.
Right.
Went all the way into their religion. See, that's why the Lord said don't integrate. You see, this is Big Roll here. I'm glad you pulled that out. You know what I'm saying? He needs to get the fire from the dragon. That's what he needs. He needs that.
That's right.
You understand? Like. He didn't like, oh my goodness, the dragon. Keep reading. Any more on that dragon energy?
Oh man.
Hold on, it said the gatekeeper. It said me and Donald Trump is his master. That's what the hell it's saying.
Oh,
go ahead.
Man. This man said gatekeepers, con on con. It says the origin are ancient, having emerged from primordial waters and fire straight from the wound of existence. Right? It goes down to say, however, such blending requires the direction of a great master, a master who understands and embodies both substances. Dragons are the true light masters, for they can direct and amplify the flow of light energy to the farthest reaches of all that is.
Look, brother, just cut it off, please, because you're going to conjure up a demon on this mother. Like, this is the type of crap. You see this? This is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? There's none. Now, he didn't went all the way to witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. We're going to do a little more research. But he didn't went all the way to – the Bible don't say nothing about no damn dragon energy. But this is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We're showing you that what? Christianity is witchcraft.
Right.
That's what it is. Now, he said he loved everybody, which is like a Christian term, but going to say we got the same energy. You understand? Like, that's what's going on in America, man. This is Kanye West. I'm telling you. Like I said, O.J. Simpson, like we told you a while ago, Kanye West is next. I'm telling you, you're going to see this brother right here. He keep going where he going, brother. Something horrible going to happen to him. He going to do some crazy stuff, brother. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to see it on the news. And we done told you before it even happened. We told you when Lamar Odom was messing with them Kardashians that it was about to get worse for him.
Right.
And then you found him in the crack house with some white hoes around him with all his money on Instagram. He unconscious, about to die up now. That's what's going on in this place, man. The Lord done said all these things will happen if we start going left field with this stuff, man. You understand? Any more on the Kanye West story, man?
Come on. A little bit more.
Go ahead.
All right. It says, let me see, go back where I was. All right. He says, we are both dragon energy. Let me go down a little bit further. I started right here. Oh, man, I'm looking at all types of pictures out of one. It's absolutely crazy, man. Okay, it says, we are, quote, we are both dragon energy. He is my brother. I love everyone. I don't agree with everything he does. That makes us individuals. He later revealed that his MAGA hat is signed by the president himself, posting a picture of the accessory, which itself prompted another reply from Trump, which simply read MAGA in all caps. Trump later retweeted the message and wrote, "Thank you, Kanye, very cool." Later on Wednesday evening, West turned his attention to former President Barack Obama, tweeting, "Obama was in office for 8 years and nothing in Chicago changed. However, he declared his respect for Hillary Clinton, writing, 'I love you, Hillary, too.'" That's it.
Keep reading more on that.
That's it. Wow.
Like you see that? You see what what he had to do? You see what's going on? That's what's going on with this cat. You know what I'm saying? Like, this cat is out of his goddamn mind. You understand? Like, and notice this. In order for him, he had to say something negative, even though Obama ain't our people. He had to say something negative about him, but yet you love everybody. You see that?
Right.
Like, this cat, man. Like, this is who they saying the generation, these millennials and people look up to, these kids. You know what I'm saying? And which is why we so goddamn messed up, trying to be a pop star. You understand? No goddamn pop star or a rock star. You understand? That's what the hell going on with Kanye West, man. Like, this is what's going on. That's why the Bible said no man can serve two masters. You understand? You're trying to play both sides of the fence. You can't do that. Either you down with your people or you ain't. I'm just giving it to you straight up. Either you down, either you part of the problem or you part of the solution.
Yeah.
You understand?
There's more, Cap. I just found it.
Go hit me with it, brother.
Kanye then retweeted a post in which President Trump was expressing his excitement about meeting Apple CEO Tim Cook with the caption, "Can't wait to meet." Next,
look, hold on, man. God damn, man. How much of a slave can you be?
Oh, man. Come on, man. It is crazy.
Like, is it me or what?
Oh, man.
Keep reading.
Next, he posted a photo of Trump and Cook speaking together and said, "Caption this photo. Seconds later, he wrote.
I'll caption it, sellout nigga.
Right.
I'll caption it. We do a meme on it. You know what I'm saying? Cool Kanye.
Right.
You understand? Like, he ain't, like all the stuff, and that's what I'm saying, man. We got to stop being flunkies for these political parties, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, every time they want to win the election, they got to pull a nigga out the, you know what I'm saying, out the hood or some stuff. You feel me? To make you feel like you exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Kanye West, man. Like, he's a slave, man. It's disgusting. And that's why you should never try to be like Kanye. You try to be like the UP. That's why I thank the Lord for UPK rappers, man. You want to hear some real flick? Like, let me tell you something. You ain't heard nothing yet. You ain't heard nothing yet. It's about to get real riggedy raw with the music that you gonna hear the UPK putting out. You know what I'm saying? We coming with some raw, uncut truth, some lyrical content, some social commentary, some political commentary. We gonna be storytelling in this thing. We gonna be dropping it. You ain't seen nothing yet. You better get ready.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna steamroll over you Negroes, man.
That's right.
You understand? We gonna chop you down. Straight like that. You understand? Keep reading, brother.
Seconds later, he wrote, two of my favorite people, between retweeting Trump's MAGA tweet again. After that, he posted messages.
Hold on. Two of his what?
Two of my favorite people before retweeting Trump's MAGA tweet again.
Now check this out. If he loved everybody, why does he have favorites?
There you go.
Pay attention. This is class we teaching. Everything we saying, you have to pay attention to. He said two of my favorite people, and they happen to be what color? White. He didn't even say the favorite people on his good music label. He didn't even mention Big Sean or nobody. These are his favorite people. You understand what's going on? What's going on with this brother? Like, you can't, I mean, come on, man. You feel me? We're showing you all that other stuff was a front just to get in the game. Just to get in the game, and this is how you really feel about black people. Black people are expendable. You understand? You can just use them for get to where you want to go in life, and you can just turn your back on them. That's about to stop.
Right.
UPK got anything about it? Say about it. That's about to stop.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Keep reading. Any more?
A little bit more. Come on.
Now, hold on. And he didn't say, when we all equal, he love everybody. Why you got to say two of my favorite people? You see? You're making yourself like an ass. Go ahead. After
that, he posted messages which had apparently been sent by popular New York radio host Ebro Darden that seemed to discuss the rapper's support for Trump. 159 employees to go, he wrote. Darden yesterday claimed that rapper had previously battled on opiate addiction. Eric Trump also got on the Kanye train, retweeting the same tweet his dad did and adding a few American flag emojis as well. Less than an hour after he posted his original tweet, West, Kanye, revealed that his wife Kim Kardashian had called him out about the Trump tweet, quoting, "My wife just called me and just wanted me to make this clear to everyone. I don't agree with everything Trump does," he wrote. Quote, I don't agree 100% with anyone but myself. That's what Trump wrote back.
Man, I mean, like this is brother here, man. Like this. I mean, have you seen Kanye West's head, man? Have you seen his hair? He look like Simon Phoenix off Demolition Man. Like, that's what's going on.
God, I don't want God.
He look like Simon Phoenix off Demolition Man. He out of his goddamn mind. Like, and then it really show who controlling him. His wife, the Kardashians, control this cat, man. You understand? You understand?
Right.
That's what's going on. Any more? You want to bring anything out, brother? Go ahead and get. I'm about to say something. Look, I shouldn't be saying. Go ahead.
Hey, Cap, I'm right with you 100%, because what you're saying is so on point. It's like that mother, like, she is controlling everything. Like everybody that get in their reach, she is controlling all that. And I believe General Muhammad has brought it out in class like they're gypsies or something like that. And everybody know what them gypsies are famous for.
Yeah, that's why he talking about dragon energy.
Right.
Like, what you saying, dragon energy? Like, this cat, like, he's going, like, this cat right here, like, he's in the witchcraft, man.
Right.
Hey, in the witchcraft. You understand?
Right.
And, like, he next. OJ, like I said, you see what's going on with all these celebrities falling because they messing with these heathens, man. Bill Cosby. All of them. You understand? But once again, the UPK wrong, though. You Negroes ain't going to keep running from the UPK on what we saying. That's why you don't want us on TV. That's why you don't want us on the major broadcasting networks. You trying to block us. But we coming through.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You try to stop us from World Star till we broke the World Star. You understand? We coming through. Make no mistake about it. And when we do, however you want, whatever discussion you want to have, we're going to crush you with the scriptures. That's right. And so-called, what they say, common sense, logical. Mm-hmm. It's logical. Anybody with some sense see this cat is off his rocker. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't know what the hell he talking about. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? You can thank the Christian church. You can thank loving everybody, because this is what loving everybody gets you.
That's
you can't
right.
love everybody. There has to be a balance in life. It has to be a balance. You can love the wrong thing. You act like love is just an emotion that makes everything right. You can love the wrong thing. The Bible said the love of money is the root of all evil.
Mm-hmm.
So you can love the wrong thing and you can hate the right thing. You just don't know how to put your emotions, where to put your emotions at. You don't know where to put your love, where to put your hate. So that's the issue that we have. It ain't the issue that you trying to love everybody, which is a farce. You understand? So that's what's going on, man.
That's right.
All right. Any more in this Kanye West story, man?
Lie out of one, but now I do have the I.S.U.P.K, Oklahoma, LGBT.
Let's bring I.S.U.P.K. Let's go ahead and get him in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
What time are we wrapping up? Around 12? I mean, 11?
We're going to wrap up in about 10 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, look, Cap, just to recap on what you said, if I can pull out Proverbs 14 and 12 for me, all right?
Damn right. Get ready.
All right. The book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 12. Book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 12. And it reads, "There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death."
That's right. Like Cap just brought out, loving the wrong things will get you killed out here. You got to love what the Most High love and hate what the Most High hate.
Right.
Like you think it's right being in the Christian church and loving Christianity, but in the ways of Christianity gonna get you killed. Not keeping them laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
And that's all I wanted to bring out on that point, because Cap hit it so hard and heavy with it. All right, we can jump into that other one now if you want.
Okay, no sweat. All right, this is Oklahoma House approves controversial LGBT adoption bill. The Oklahoma House of Representatives has approved a measure that would allow adoption and foster care agencies to reject same-sex couples on religious grounds. The measure, SB 1140, states that no private child placing agency shall be required to perform, assist, counsel, recommend, consent to, refer, or participate in any placement of a child for foster care or adoption when the proposed placement would violate the agency's written religious or moral convictions or policies. That means the adoption of foster care agencies could turn down same-sex couples. Since single mothers and interfaith couples, if any agency claims that approving such applications would violate its religious or moral convictions, the bill was approved by the Oklahoma State Senate last month and now heads to Governor Mary Fallon's desk. SB 1140 has come under fire from LGBT advocacy groups, whom claim that the measure would make it more difficult for children to find homes and inapproximately discriminates against same-sex couples and others. One LGBT crew rights groups, GLAAD, has called the legislation un-American, claims that it targets qualified parents because of their sexual orientation. The bill is heartless and un-American. No qualified parent should be turned away from adoption or foster agencies simply because they are LGBT crew, LGBTG, whatever it is. Zika Stokes, the group's vice president, said, according to Fox 25 News in Oklahoma City.
Now check this out, bro. You see this? Now, know that a prophet has been before you. Commander GEN.YAHANNA, he brought this out a long, long time ago about the passing of the gay rights and all this and the passing of gay marriages and stuff. And he said they're going to be adopting kids, trying to adopt kids. And soon they're going to be trying to marry animals. But Commander GEN.YAHANNA hit it right on the head. Like, if you can, bro, give me Proverbs 22 and 6.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6. The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 6. And it reads, train up a child in the way he should go. And
now,
when
right
he is
there, now, to lock it, bro, now, you're supposed to train up our children the way they're supposed to grow. And being in a household with them homosexual freaks and faggots, they ain't going to be learning the right way to go. They're not going to teach them the right way.
Right.
They teaching, getting them ready to be victims. Read on, Lord.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
That's right. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, keep your children out of the hands of these homosexual freaks and faggots.
Right.
Because they're abominations. If you can, go to Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 20. I'm going to bring a couple of more scriptures out, and I'm going to end it with it.
Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 20. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 5, verse 20. And it reads, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness before light and light before darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
Now, that's what they doing, talking about, oh, it's not American to keep somebody from getting a child. Now, that's evil to give a child to some freaks and faggots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's putting the child in harm's way. But they saying it's un-American to do that. That's why I'm saying so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans under the sound of my voice, yo, keep our children away from them. If you have a problem and don't want your child, you can always bring your child to the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right.
You might have brought that out a long time ago. If you feel like you got to get an abortion, don't do it. Because that'll turn you into a murderer. But our job is to protect our family. The first job of a man is to protect his family. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we all family. We 12 tribes that make up one nation.
Right.
Capcom, you want to throw something in on that?
If I could, if you don't protect them, you're going to have another Kanye West.
Right.
You have an army of Kanye West.
That's right.
You understand? An army of the Dragon Energy and the Fire by the Dragon Ball Z. And all that.
Right.
Yeah, an army of that. You understand? Because this nigga, like I said, we don't protect our children. You better believe they're going to grow up and they're going to be enemies of your nation.
Right.
They're going to always side with the people who have the most money and the people that's oppressing you, because they're going to say it's more comfortable on this side. I can make my hell comfortable. I can get on the second floor of hell rather than be in the basement. Mm-hmm. You understand? So what the brother's saying is so right. And they just substituted the gay rights for the civil rights. We're showing you that it was a game from all the beginning. Because if it was really right, they wouldn't be able to capitalize on what we suffered, what our people suffered and died for, just to sit in the damn lunch hours. You understand? So it ain't no getting around what we're saying. You know what I'm saying? You just come. If you don't like it, that's fine. But you're gonna have to face the reality, one way or another, about what's going on in America. We're at a watershed moment in America right now. You know what I'm saying? Race and race is at the forefront of everything, even getting a cup of coffee. Race is at the forefront. You understand? You're going to have to deal with the race card. Right. And I can guarantee the race card going to trump the Dragon Energy card all day long.
That's right.
It's going to trump the Dragon Energy. You understand? So I'm going to just pass it back over to the brother. I know we cap for time, but like I said, we get the rolling, brother. This show be on the hook, off the hook, and we just keep going. So make sure you support this show, support the brothers and the sisters out here in the I.S.U.P.K, support Commander GEN.YAHANNA, and let's make this thing happen. I'm going.
That's right. That's right.
Most High in Christ. Yeah, we just got a couple of minutes, and so I just want to just do a brief recap of the show, and just remind the people just what Captain Khan has just said. Make sure you support the truth. Okay, make sure that you pay your tithes. Okay, to the men of the Lord. Right, ma'ashera in the Hebrew. Make sure that you do that. You paying the men of the Lord to bring your children the truth. Okay. Again, we are not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. I do want to thank our special guest once again, Natazaka Shah from the D.C. camp in Washington. Most High in Christ for his presence. Give shouts out to our radio affiliates, Cross the Line Radio, as well as Angry Black Media with Captain Sakawar. Again, thanks, big ups to Captain Kahan Thumyard, Officer 5000 Matabar, Louisiana camp leader, Officer 5000 Tazadaki, Mississippi camp leader, and again, I myself, Officer 5001 Yala. Big ups to Commander GEN.YAHANNA for leading this great nation, the nation of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, who have never, ever put his sword down and changed the integrity of the truth. The Wada are the one for doing that. And, again, dedicating his life to raise up the real priests and prophets of the Lord, the army of the Lord, that one body, the only home of the truth, I.S.U.P.K. And, again, pay your tithes. And this has been another segment of Boot Up or Shut Up Radio, episode 5. You can catch episode 6 2 weeks from now, every second and fourth Sunday. You can catch I.S.U.P.K. Boot Up or Shut Up Radio. Okay, it's been another segment. Until then, Shalom, Shalom, Yasha Allah, and Kwam Yasha Allah.